So dear my familiar, you know what it is. It's the Don Tony Teflon Fill the Issues Guy, escaping from podcast. We are here, season 3, episode 5. We got the man, the myth, the legend. Cliff is gonna be on with us. He's gonna be rocking with us, but not right this second. He will be here as soon as the episode airs and it's over on the thing. So most likely around 10 o'clock, he will be here for y'all calls and everything else and all that good stuff. We are live on the Teflon TV and on Phil the Issues Guys channel. Phil, what's good with you, bro?
Oh my goodness. I hope he can make it out of the wall of the pool in time to get on here and talk to us. But wow. Yeah, he's right behind you. Oh, he's already in there. I'm embarrassed to say I didn't notice that until this moment right here, Tony. That's the first time I've noticed that. But oh my goodness, another crazy episode from especially Boyd. We'll get into it tonight, but especially Harold again kicked some serious ass. Jade, another great Jade episode. And this was, we got what some people wanted tonight, Tony. We finally got that scene. And I feel very similar to the way Jade feels. Any podcast more than like 3 people is just useless. Nothing ever happens, Tony.
I tell people all the time, like when we do a multi-stream with so many people, you just don't have enough space for everybody to talk and stuff, and it just doesn't really work and stuff. That's why I try to keep it limited and stuff. Like, let's say what up to the people who are here joining us. Our girl Carla Way from the land down under is up in there. Luna Cascade is in the building rocking with us. Saggy Star is in the building rocking. Birdie is in the building rocking with us. Sarah is in the building rocking with us. Going fast. I'm trying to get a New Slave City is up in there. Don Vito is in the building. Wolf Spear is in the building rocking with us. SI is in here. Peter Griffith is in here rocking with us. My man T and J is in the building. Of course, our boy KP is up in this piece rocking with us. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get to all you. I'm sorry. We tried. The best Father Daniels was in it. Burrito is in the building. Isis Blue is in here. How do we say this? Shacky Boo? Shacky Boo?
Shacky Boo.
We going Shacky Boo. If everyone let me know. Shacky Boo is in a Booyah is up in here rocking with us right now. Sorry that my camera looks a little dingy today. I don't know why. I'm going to have to fix the settings and everything else and all that good stuff. The Casanova Pugilist is in the building rocking with us. You know what I mean? Baby Girl is up in here. Is in here, right? No Context is in here rocking. We got a bunch of people and we are just starting and we're getting warmed up right now. Again, we'll put the call-in line number up when the time the call is here and everything else. And we'll have that up there for you so you can do that and everything else. And all the we gotta give Debbie or Bebby is in the building rocking. We gotta give Debbie a shout out. Debbie's up in here. And Natasha's up in here too. Gotta give a shout out to the ladies, of course. See the ladies, we gotta give the ladies a shout out. All right, Phil, scale of 1 to 10. What's this episode?
This is another 7.5 kind of episode. I thought this was really, really good, and I like how we caught up in a lot of stuff. People say nothing ever happens on the show or people don't complete thoughts. I feel like we get a lot of answers and they're making stuff happen this season, Tony. We're actually getting conversations. We're getting interactions. They didn't make us wait all season for Ellis to see Fatima eat the gross crap. Although, as you pointed out in your video, she didn't mention anything about drinking the blood. She's just like, I eat rotten food, but let me yada yada over the blood thing, Ellis. I'm not admitting everything here.
Yeah.
Boyd calling Ellis out was amazing. I think there's a lot of really great stuff in this episode. Sarah and Victor are killing it in every scene. You mentioned this in your review as well. For a lot of reunions that we've had in TV shows, the Victor and his dad stuff, I'm not crying. It's just been raining on my face too, Tony. I'm cutting onions. I'm cutting onions. I'm making a lasagna for one over here, Tony, and I'm not crying.
You use onions in your lasagna?
No, never.
Okay.
It's a song. I was quoting song.
Yeah, part of the sauce. I feel that. Saggy Star says, $15 super chat. Very generous of you. Thank you. The first question tonight. Do y'all think they're going to get Dale's body out of the pool? So from what I think is going on with the Faraway tree and how it works when you get stuck, when they say you get stuck inside of something, he's literally inside of the pool. So it would be like, someone who has like the vision when he puts his arm through you and there, like the rocks are in his body The concrete is inside of his body. It's under his skin. He's a part of the pool. So I don't think it's possible for him. It's not like the guy they showed with the rock. This looked like the rock was on top of him.
Mm-hmm.
But he is literally in. The rocks are down his throat. They're in his esophagus. They're in every part of his body. They're inside of his heart. They're inside of everywhere.
Tony, you could see it, I think, inside his eye. Like, I believe they focused in on the scene, like it was inside his eye.
Yeah, so he ain't getting out that pool. They would have to chisel that whole pool out to get that man out of that place. So I think he up in there.
Or they pave over it. You got to pave over it. Do you put a blanket up over that?
You can put a blanket over it. Make it a memorial to him right there. But I think he up in there. So we'll call them Dale Pool.
Yeah, it's the Dale's pool now. No one's going near that now.
Like for Deadpool, Dale Pool instead. This is Dale Pool. People say we got another super chat from Saggy Star. Thank you so much. She said, I thought the tree was for the lighthouse. All right, so we're dealing with the tree and everything. Now, I've seen people put in the comment section of my video that I popped off. They said, only people who are the chosen people can go through the tree. That's not true. That's not true. Because and they said only people who have seen the children can go in there. That's not true. Because Julie went through the tree and nothing happened to her. So it's basically, I believe that bottle tree, especially that one tree, that bottle tree that takes you specifically to the lighthouse. I think you have to be the chosen person to go to the lighthouse through that bottle tree. If you try to go to anywhere else in that tree and you're not the chosen, you're going to get fucked up. What do you think, though?
Well, maybe, or perhaps the boy in white has something to do with it in that situation, that has some sort of ability to control the dice roll in that, or whether, I know some people don't think it's a dice roll, and I'm not necessarily saying it is, but I do think that's certainly possible, that someone needs to, I hate to say it like this, someone needs to have to get to the lighthouse for it to work to get them to the lighthouse. And if not, it's a situation where sort of anything can happen. One thing I want to ask you, Tony, or something interesting that seems to be happening a lot, we're about to get to a moment where Victor's father says anything about finding the tree in the real world and something interrupts it. There's a few moments where we got where someone was about to say something and then conveniently something happens. You could say that Tabitha coming back was a complete interruption for figuring out all sorts of information. I have stuff written in my notes that I'll be talking about a little bit later, but there's so many points where someone got cut off at something where it seems like something happened that right before the tarot read with the bird flying in. Mm-hmm. Someone's affecting something. It's like, oh, nope, we can't get this information here. Send that in. It's not the directors and the writers. There's something in the world that's monitoring everything. I'm more sure of it than ever.
No doubt about it. New Slave City says, Ethan and Fatima, I need to go. You got a super chat on your side, Phil. I've seen it pop up there.
I'm going to go over there. Oh, yeah, Saggy Star. I ran out of questions. I just want to support you guys. Oh, Saggy Star. That's amazing. Thank you. That's sweet, Saggy.
100%. Let's give the highlight to that, because that's a big $20 super chat for Phil, the Issues Guy right there. No, 100%. They're 100%. Titans on the MGM app. It's days. Only some people on the MG app. It's days. Only some people can see the lighthouse. I don't understand the question here. It's days. Only some people can see the lighthouse. So I don't think only some. Me personally,
maybe it says.
I'll just say, like, I think anyone can see the lighthouse if you go out far enough to get to the lighthouse. Mm-hmm. All right. I think anyone, Sarah seen it, Boyd seen it, Tabitha seen it, the mother knew it was there. It says only, it says on the MG app, only certain people can see the lighthouse. Well, if it says it on the app, we have to take it on the app. I have to see that myself, but I believe anyone can see the lighthouse if you go out that far. But I have to go out there and take a look at it. We got another super chat here from Chris. He says, I think if Tabitha really drove home that she had to get pushed out the damn lighthouse, nobody would have been trying to take that gamble. Instead, Dale up in here posted up like Han Solo. He is the Han Solo. And I was going to say when he gets here, he's definitely the Han Solo. He's definitely Han Solo of this whole situation now from Ville. He's frozen in carbonite. And I think Kenny tried to tell him because they weren't paying attention, right? They just weren't paying attention to him. And Kenny was trying to tell him, like, look, she said the bottle tree got her to the lighthouse. The lighthouse is what took her home. That everyone's just thinking, let's line up in front of the tree. Let's line up in front of the tree and just go home. Why would you think that? Why would you all just try to line up? She specifically tells you straight up what's going on, but yet you disregard what she's saying because you only want to hear what you want to hear. What do we think?
And no one listened to Kenny in that moment, Tony. I made note of that later too. Everyone's going wah, 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 all around, and Kenny's like, "But guys, it's not the tree. Even she jumped out. She got pushed out the lighthouse. Come on, wait." And no one listens to him. And then they're like, "We'll line up on the tree." So you're telling me if I go in the tree, I go home. The thing about Dale, and I was going to say this to him when he gets here later too, but it's true. He is how most people would act. I love that they had a character like him. Like he's acting like the bus driver's acting like wishy-washy, going back and forth, getting caught up in the moment and bitching and boy, and they'd be like, I'm sorry. Like all of that is really how humans would really react in this situation. For every extraordinary Jade that's there, it's good to have someone like Dale that acts like I think a lot of people would in that moment. But he's definitely, people weren't listening, Tony. I agree with you. No one would. No, the whole point was she got pushed out the lighthouse. It wasn't the tree. It doesn't.
Well, she has to make that a little more clear too. See, her whole story, she's leaving stuff out. She's got to say the boy in white pushed me out the window, and she didn't say that part. Like she said, she went to the lighthouse, and that's how she got out. But she's not saying how she got out the lighthouse, right? So it's blame on both sides, and you gotta just start. She's got to speak up a little bit here, and
very
say,
true.
Like if it was me, you gotta like our beautiful friend Acosta, like my favorite character, Acosta.
Your new favorite character.
She's my favorite character, goddamn.
She's always been your favorite character, right? You've
always been my favorite character. She's my favorite character from day one. She's been my favorite character. She's always been there. I got nothing but love for her. Number one, she shouted the Don out. She said the familiar line on the red carpet. The familiar line. She looked at the camera and said the familiar line on the red carpet. That's a shout out to the Don. Because everybody knows that that's the Don's line. Don tagged that, hashtag that line. So she shouted the Don out. So I got love for Shorty. No, Shorty's my favorite character. All right. And that's it. Y'all just leave me alone in the chat. I have the right to like who I want to like. And you have the right to like who you do. All right. So leave me alone, God damn it.
She's great, Tony. She's great. She's the best.
You need a cop like that to do the interrogation that is necessary to be done on her. You need to sit her down and go through it. All right. I want step by step. Victor gives you the lunch pail. You step in, tell me what happened next. And just keep going out there. That was my Bill Cosby voice. You're right. That's what we need. That's what we need. We need a cop like her to go in there and do everything else. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. So
do you think Boyd will, it's obvious from his reaction at the end of the scene, he thinks he pushed it too far. Do you think he'll make good with her? Or do you think him screwing up in that moment will come back to haunt him?
No, he's got to make good. She's just what she said was right. You know what I mean? She said the whole situation that was true. You got to take people's minds off. So now he may be thinking about, listen, we did that with the tower and it didn't work. But at this particular time, you got people want to line up to go through some magical tree. And the fact that they kept calling it a magical tree, it makes everyone should know it's not a magic tree. All right. That's why they're saying it to you over and over again. Because it's not that. We got another super chat here. Tony, do you think the emphasis on the hotel is Victor's dad and the screenshot of the hotel sign has got something to do it does, because what is it? Star Magic is the name of that hotel, right? Star Magic, right? So we have the word magic in there, but you have something from the stars in there. And Star Magic is really technology. It's future technology. And that's what we're dealing with here, man. You know what I mean? That's what we're dealing with. That's the way it's going down and everything. Y'all don't disrespect my lady in the chat.
I love you, Tracy G.
I'll get you out of here. All right? Don't disrespect my lady and everything. We got Mika says, I got my shirt and Tony's book. So now we gotta make Phil undies. Phil, you got undies? Phil, you got an undie line coming out?
I don't know. No one wants that.
Yeah, but you got to get the Issues Guys underwear started soon. Don't worry.
They're going to use it for dish rags for the kitchen, Tony. That's its use.
Yeah, Burrito says star magic sounds like constellations. Listen, there's a reason why those children were looking up into the sky, through the skylight into the heavens. There's a reason why the skylight was always up into the sky. And when Jade looked up and see the symbol, I'm trying to tell you, this is future technology. This is what it is. And we're dealing with people with future technology that's coming back doing all this stuff. You know what I mean? That's right, KP. Star Magic, the Alien Hotel. You goddamn right, man. I need my two girlfriends. I need my rock back. All right, girl. Don't. It's not me. It's the people. Don't get mad at me, shorty. All right, let me change up to the man of the hour who be on here sooner or later. We got plenty of time for you, girl. We got plenty of time for you. Let's put it back on. There you go. All right, there we go. We got it back on. Han Solo from the Han Solo from is back up in here. Luna super chat missed. There is a super chat missed. Let's go through. Let's take a look. Let's go through. They're coming in real fast. Which one was the list? Just me. Oh, Luna. All right, let's start with Luna right here because I don't think we got one from Luna. So let's go right there. When Tabitha got called out, she caused the butterfly effect that disrupted the current cycle. Like Jay said, we're dealing with a chaos theory. What do you think about that, Phil? Is it a butterfly effect that she got out, and now it's a chaos? What is the butterfly effect that she got out though? So we know the term butterfly effect.
Isn't that more if something happens in the past, it affects everything else that happens in the future, kind of?
Yeah, that's what it is, right? Like you can't
if I go back in time and step on a butterfly, it will end up the moon will be crashed into the earth in 2022 or something. Just because I ruined the grab, I set off a series of events. I mean, George uses the term butterfly effect in Game of Thrones terms where they change things from the source material and then it leads to crap.
So you think that the fact that she also got out somehow started a chain reactions that you're saying? I think she's saying that maybe this is why the tree's not working correctly for people because he got out. So now they shut it down. Maybe that's the case. It is definitely a chaos theory. He has brought that up many a times. In the end, I don't know if it's a true butterfly effect. I think that she got out. She was meant to get out at that time. Yeah. And she came and they brought her back before she could learn anything else out there.
That's where I'm with it, Tony, as well. I think she got out because someone wanted to let her out, maybe to get Henry there for some reason, to manipulate Victor, who knows, whatever reason. And she got out right before she was supposed to get the information that she was supposed to. Bam, the car hit her and sent them back there right at the right time.
Because in the end, it's that bottle tree that's in that park.
I'm so with you on that one.
That's key to the whole thing.
And Jasper, I think that and Jasper, that was the other thing that happened in this episode. There was that all could have theoretically happened to keep Victor from going in the tunnels to find Jasper, because it stopped him from going down there. He even said to Sarah in that moment, we'll worry about Jasper later. I have to deal with my dad. So them coming back interrupted them going in down there as well. It's another thing that just happened to stop with them coming back in that moment. They happened 100%. To not now go down and find Jasper.
And we needed to find out more about Jasper. I wish they would. I understand why they did it, but I would have get to the Jasper stuff. I want to see Jasper. Plus, to me, says I want more Jade and Tab. The scenes. I hope Jim meets a fate similar to Dale. Jim trying to delay answers. He is, and I had to give it to Jim in this video I put up there. We're gonna give it to Jim a little bit. Pause. We're gonna give it to him a little bit later too. Don't get me wrong. Before this video is up,
Tony, Jason, I am all about that.
Jason H says Kelly's boyfriend Brian said this town was like walking into a living acid trip, and then we know that Victor's mother did acid before we went. I got theories for all that. We're gonna get into all that. And New Slave City says, "See, kids, what happens when you dive in no diving? Exactly. Don't dive in the deep end of the pool. All right, you don't want to. Yeah, Jim is horrible this season. There's no doubt about it. Jim's horrible the whole time. I mean, Pete Easy's in the building rocking with us right now. I hated Dale more than Jim. No, I didn't hate Dale. I never hated Dale, not because he's coming on here or anything like that. And not because we love Liz and that's his wife. Not because of anything like that. I never hated him because he asked questions. He gave some answers. He had some theories. He's more, like Phil said, he's more of like us being in there. Like he had a solid theory. You know, this is a dimensional bubble or whatever he called it, right? He had solid theories. Listen, did he stab Ellis? Yes. Did he mean to? No. Did he get knocked out by Liz? Yes. You know what I mean? Come on. What you need, listen, you need assholes.
Oh, you absolutely do. And like he was right. Somebody needed to be the first one to try it. They should have thought about it a little bit more, but his intentions were good. When he went back, if he somehow made it, he would have tried to help people. It's not like he would have just said, screw all you guys, I'm going home. Like he was actually trying to help people too. It wasn't all being a selfish dickbag. He wanted to help. He just thought he was the smartest guy in the room and he wasn't.
He specifically said, I'm going to get out of here and send help back for y'all. I'm out of here. He wasn't just going for himself. And he said, someone's got to try and someone had to try it. But you should have put the goat in there. This is how you do it. All right. So what humans do, you experiment on animals before you do humans. You should have stuck Elma's ass up in the tree.
Oh, Ethan would have run, but Ethan would have run in there.
People would be mad if Elma got stuck in there than Dale. Guarantee it right now in the chat. More people would be mad if it was Elma in there, like, and everybody mad. But y'all ain't mad about good old Dale. I ain't fair. From downtown says, hey, Tony T, what's good, Phil? Phil, is it weird that the Dale scene makes my... No, it's not weird. Weird that it makes her flesh crawl. I think that's a total... a good reaction to that. It
was Fatima doing the the hole in the bucket scene last week was worse.
Yeah, much worse. John Wick, another super chat, says Tabitha was the chosen one, so she got valet parking to the Lighthouse. Victor's mother would have made it, but she got ambushed. She got ambushed. Eloise or the boy in white. She got ambushed by something, killed her out there. We know that she died. That's what Victor said. And she would have made it. And again, I stress it. I think it has to be the chosen. You have to be the chosen to go through that specific bottle tree and wind up at the Lighthouse. You must be the chosen person.
Now, Tony, like we're talking about, just for whatever it's worth, not Goatsy. We're not throwing Goatsy in there, but don't we have Randall's freaking radio controlled airplane or whatever? Can't we fly the drone in there?
Yeah, you can fly the drone in there. That's right.
That would be a good experimental thing.
You should have. That's right. That's a better one than Elma. Yes, you good. Good on you, Phil. Good on you. They should have put the drone up in there. Listen, we have over 350
put a
people
freaking
watching.
Camera on that thing.
Yeah, they did. You could do that. Listen, over 300 people watching. We need to have at least 300 likes. You got to put the likes out there, people. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to push that button, but you need to hit that button. That's the only way we get more people up in here, is if you push the button. So please push the button, man. Push the button. Jeff Starwin sends this to Phil, 10 beans. He said, hey, Phil and Tony, just wanted to show some support. And also Fatima was pissing. I think it means pissing me off during the town meeting. LOL. I was like, sit your blood sucking ass down. Listen, she was 2 fingers deep. Let's understand it. It's not just like she was sucking the. She was 2 fingers deep up in there. One wasn't enough. She wasn't enough for her. She had the 1 finger in, and she's not enough. I need to go 2 deep up in this piece, and she put 2 deep up in there.
Tony, she didn't just have 1 bowl of soup. And then she started licking the bowl. Then she started licking the bowl. She didn't just have 1 meal. She licked licking the bowl.
I'm telling you, you're going to see her go in there with a straw and suck Shorty like a Capri Sun. That's the way she's going to do it. That's how she's getting down. And like we said before, she admitted it to us. I'm eating the rotten fruit. But she didn't say, I'm washing it down with blood, honey. How can you say that? If he love you, right? If he love you like you say he love you, why didn't you say that? Why didn't you say blood milkshakes on the menu? Why didn't you say it? What's going to happen? You think that possibly someone's going to start bleeding around and she's not going to be able to control herself, but she's just going to start grabbing people and biting them and stuff? That's what you think is going to happen here?
That's next. That's probably the next thing.
Like who's Shorty that got a foot injured? what's her name again? I can't. Kenny's girl,
Christie,
came on the channel. Christie with a big ass foot. Christie if Christie's foot was bleeding, is she gonna go there and start sucking on Christie's foot? Is that what's happening next?
Yeah, Christie's gonna wake up in the middle of the night, like
gonna be on
Friday's just gonna be on the toe. Yeah, she's gonna be like Loris from House of the Dragon and be like sucking on the toe.
She's gonna be right on that. She's gonna be like,
oh my!
And y'all made fun of me because I told you she does have big feet. There's nothing wrong with it. She's a beautiful woman. She has a big feet. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, Gold Soul says Tabitha and Julie was mind hacked. Tabitha and Julie were mind hacked. Then returns and Julie is fine. They never addressed that though. Kind of weird, right? I don't know if Tabitha was mind hacked. If you want to say Julie, Randall, and Marielle, I'll go with that. And they did bring it up, right? So they're mentioning it. And I think they're going to explain more of it later, but they have mentioned it. She mentioned it already to Elgen and stuff and everything else. So I think that you definitely will see more about it. These super chats, keep them coming. They're coming in hot and fast. We appreciate you. We appreciate all the love. Fatima says, watching Boyd check Ellis. Listen, that's if you ask my children,
dude, that was so good.
That's my signature pose, though. What?
So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
That's my signature pose. That must be a New Yorker thing, because that's my signature. Put the shoulders forward, like what? And I grabbed my wrist in my hand. That's my signature pose. When he did that, I was like, this dude, he's definitely from Brooklyn. He definitely right. And you needed to check him at that particular time. He needed to be checked. And sometimes you got to do that. You know what I mean?
Even more so because this was Ellis hitting him on both sides. Boyd wanted to do something the other day. He had a plan. He wanted action. And he's like, and Ellis said to him, don't do anything. No one wants you to do anything. And then tonight he came up to him and was like, you don't do anything. Someone needs something to do it. And Boyd is like, well, I don't do anything. I don't do anything. He's just like, screw you, dude.
Yeah, I told you I want to catch one of these things. You ran and told Donna.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, come on. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing anything. Like, just the look he gave him. I told
straight up that I wanted this to go down, and you ran and told Donna the deal. My man NT says, I think they're holding Victor's mom and sister captive somewhere. Maybe the sister. It's been made very clear that she's gone. That the mom is gone.
Yeah.
So maybe the sister. I think that I'm telling you, the sister is Sarah. I'm telling you. The sister is Sarah. It's Sarah. Look at the way he put his head on the shoulder. I guarantee when this is said and done, it's going to be Sarah. Remember that Don told you this? It's going to be Sarah. That's what it's all set up right here.
I think we definitely got Sarah dying tonight, foreshadowing with her saying, what was the line she said? I would do anything to feel good about myself again. So I think she's gonna I think that was a hint that she might sacrifice herself at some point in time to save somebody big.
It's gonna be his sister, and you're gonna see it. That's what it is. Midtime cabinetry and designs, and if you need some good cabinets or designs, make sure you hit up Midtime Cabinetry. That's Midtown Cabinetry and Designs.
That's a good ad read, Tony. That's a good ad read.
Get mad. He gave a super chat. I guess the ad read right there. Hit up Midtime Cabinetry and Design. Midtown Cabinetry, right? Bottles and the notes control with trees send people. Victor said mom spent a lot of time there. All right, so this one, what's her name? Bun Bun's her last name. This is one I watched their channel. I like those two people. It's a guy and a girl. I can't think of the name of it, but I know the girl's last name is Bun. Maybe Nikki Bun or something like that.
I think I know who you're talking about.
But she said something that I think was maybe correct. She said that in the Central Park, in the park where the note is, that if you put a note in that park, it could be traveling back into Fromville. All right. So that's what she's saying. She's like, so if someone writes a letter in that park and hangs it on a tree, then it goes to the tree inside of Fromville, but the code comes out differently.
Right. Like, it's some sort of
yes, you're right, Luna. Matt and Jess TV. Jesse Bun. said that.
You need like a cipher to figure it out or something like that. You need some sort of way to figure out the number code or something.
So I kind of agree. I don't agree all the way with it, but I do agree halfway that you could write a letter on that tree and maybe that's how it's getting put in there. You know what I mean? So yeah, giving shout outs to I said Nikki Bun Bun. I'm sorry. I don't know why Nikki popped in my head. It just did.
Well, Nikki's the name of the dead girl from the last episode of
that's right. That's it. My last name is Bun Bun. So Bun Bun. Yeah. Got love for them. You know what I mean? I like to ask them to come on the channel, but they told me they were too busy, so they couldn't make it. But maybe some other time we'll be able to make it happen with them.
Our good buddy Mandrell's in the live chat though. Good
Mandrell, what up to Mandrell from Downtown? Do you think the type of person who you are determines where the trees send you, or someone is controlling these trees? This is not a lie detector test. You're not going in there and they're asking you questions about your background or who you are. Someone is saying exactly what's going on in there, and that's what it is.
Either that or it's this. It's roll of the die.
It's one or the other. Alabaster Dragon says that 2659 is associated with the High Priestess in the tarot card. It confirms her Mathews theory that the tarot grain between. I don't know if it confirms it. I don't even know if 2659 is associated with the High Priestess card. I'll have to look that up myself. And 2659 here is an angel number. All right, we got a bunch of things here. We got angel numbers. I think that 2659, me personally, I'll put it in the video, but I believe 2659 is the year that the technology that's there that Jade created breaks through the quantum computing and gets them to having the technology to create wormholes and stuff. I think that's what it is. I'll look it up. I promise you, I'll look that up and everything else like that. 2659 are the last 4 digits of Jim's social security card. It could be
possibly. It was what he needed to put on there to sign that divorce. I know why Tabitha wanted a divorce after this episode.
Tabitha need to run away from Jim.
She needs to get with Jade. We need a Jaddy, like Tabby and Jabby. Is that what they'd be? I'm sorry. I'm going with my
Jaddy.
Or Tab or Jab. Jab. Yeah, I'm shipping Tabitha and Jade. I don't care. I know how silly that sounds. Yes, I'm a soap opera douchebag, but I am totally shipping those two. They have way better chemistry than
Jim. I'm with that ship. The Jaddy ship. We want the Jaddy. Hashtag Jaddy. All right. What about let's get Jim out of here and we'll hashtag Jaddy and we're gonna ship
Tade, maybe Tade or two. We could do Tade, I guess. But either way, we want the two of them together.
We can use Tade. Tade works too.
Jim needs to die to make this happen, Tony.
Jim needs to go so we can put those two together. And I'm shipping the Don and El Costa.
I'll make that happen for you, Tony.
Make it happen.
I'll help you do that. I'll help you.
All right, we're shipping that too. We're getting that done. We're getting that done.
Teamwork, Tony. Teamwork. We're a team.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know, I got you. You know, I
got your back, man. I got your back.
What up to everybody up in here and everything? All right, so let me explain. I really think the show Lost connects up from the director's error. Lost never completed its story. The viewership incentives and the show writing and creating. I will say this. I just started watching Lost. All right.
Welcome to the crew, Tony.
I just started watching it. I've watched the whole first season, and I came out here and I said, "Oh, there's no way these things are tied." Yada yada, this, that, and the other. After watching the first season, I must admit that I was wrong. That there's a good. I see music boxes. I see a lot of things in here.
You see dogs.
I see hope. Only seen season 1, Phil. I see hope. I see hope being brought up a lot. I see the music boxes. You
see pregnant girls and people getting kidnapped in the forest.
Listen, I see why everyone thought that. And I apologize to those who said that there was no connection. I think the Scarlet was the one who's saying it. And I said, I don't see it. But now I've seen it. I've seen it. I got to agree that.
The bad part, though, is
I understand why.
Tony, the bad part, though, is you've seen the best season of Lost. It still is good, but the first season is definitely the best one.
All right. From downtown, thoughts on the basement in Colony House? I have many thoughts of that basement in Colony. I need to go through all the pictures in there, but I mean, if you bring a Polaroid camera, Phil, to the party, as I say, like when you bring a puppet to a horror show, the puppet's got to talk, right?
Yes.
So if you bring a Polaroid camera and you take a picture of something, eventually, Phil, what's going to be in that picture?
That kimono girl, whether she's going to be in the picture that he took of Julie that we didn't see yet, or something like you mentioned in your video, which is 100% possible too. I tended to go maybe he'll look at the picture of Julie and see kimono lady in the background or something, but most likely it's going to be what you said. And he's going to try to use that to take a picture of her to see if she's really there. And we're going to see that she actually is really there, or something's effed up's going to happen there. But yeah, you don't introduce that unless that seemed like a nice lighthearted scene, but I think there's a lot of stuff in that scene as well. And didn't we see a Polaroid of Christopher earlier too? Is that the same camera that took the picture of Christopher?
Yeah, it must be the same camera that took the Polaroid of Christopher. There's no doubt about it. That's the same one that did it. Someone said Diddy's going to be in the background. I'm running if Diddy in the background.
That's scarier than Kimono
That's
Girl.
the scariest thing in the world. Diddy in the background. Diddy. I'll shoot the poor. I didn't say that.
But I gotta look behind me.
Diddy come? Nah. Diddy can't come near me. Diddy in the background. It's a problem. It's a problem.
That's crossing the line, Tony.
That's who I'm dressing up as on Halloween. In fact, when I'll do a Halloween stream and I'll wear my Diddy costume out here for y'all and everything else. I'll do a stream and I'll put the Diddy costume on there. I got baby oil and gun hostess. Gun holsters. I got baby oil.
I'm gonna put on a Hawaiian shirt and be Weird Al.
And everything else. Yeah, but listen, you're gonna take a picture of something and something gonna be in the background. This is what you do in horror movies, right? There's no other way around it. You know what I mean? There's nothing else in there. Luna says the clothing trunk had items from the 40s through the 80s. Yes, I don't know about I didn't look at the 40s, but I'll go with you on that and everything else. But you know, he said I should dress up as Diddy and Phil. You should be a bottle of lube.
Oh no, that could work. That could work. That'd be a great combo costume, Tony. No, I couldn't just be one bottle of lube. How'd I have to be like 5,000 bottles? What was it like?
Yeah,
500 bottles?
You have to put times the power of 1,000 stuff.
Exactly. I can't just be one bottle. Like, come on. He doesn't just have one. Come on.
No, of course not. Of course, one's not enough. One's not enough at all. That would be a funny combo costume. It really would. All right, so the clothes trunk had I think that there's telling you the time periods that people have been there since that time. Yeah. From the 40s and the 80s, a different time. People have been there from all these times, and that's what they're trying to tell you with the clothing. Again, I like the scene. We're going to get into the recap in a second. Kelly Johnson says, after Diddy turned his back on Black Rob like that, maybe his karma is long overdue. I think he's done a lot of things to a lot of people, and the chickens have come home to roost.
Hit him up. Hit him up.
Yeah, for showing Diddy cones when it's all said and done. I told y'all my Diddy story, right? I was gonna get signed to. I was gonna get traded to Bad Boys record at one time in my life. I talked about that before. I never met him or anything, but they were supposed to be a trade. But I'll talk about that later on in a different thing and everything. I'm glad I didn't go in there and stuff because the Don is dragging the wagon here. God damn it, Diddy would have been all over me. I would have had to kill him. I would have had to kill this dude. I'm glad that deal didn't go through. God was looking out for me. God was looking out for me right there. Thank you so much, God. I really appreciate it and everything else. What time is Dale coming? Today will be at 10 o'clock. He'll be here as soon as the episode ends. That's when he's gonna. That's when he's gonna be up in here and everything else. He gotta be up in here better, right? So we're gonna do the recap in a second. The phone number, Phil. Someone put the phone number in the chat so everybody know what it is and stuff like that. What the phone number is. Phil will put it in the chat for you and everything else. You left another super chat. I'm missing super chat. I left another super chat. Come on, you know that I got you. That I love you, Luna. Luna, you know I love you. If you don't, that would really hurt my feelings. Where's the other one that Luna put up there? Which one did we get to? I'm trying to see. Something about all right. Let's go through. I think she did 2. That's from downtown. Hey Tony T, Phil, what is it weird that Dale's seen?
We did
that one. All right, and then this something is manipulating events to cause a butterfly effect. Look at the things that were changed because Tabby got out and came back. What was it that was changed that Tab went since that? I need to know more detail.
Yeah, and I guess we'll see. We'll have to sketch out to see.
Yeah, I think we need more because it's not like she came back and all of a sudden the house is a different color. Well, she came back and the pool's on the other side of the road. It's not. I would have to see things like that. So what has changed specifically since she's been up there and everything else? You know what I mean? I have to see more things that have changed in order to confirm or go with confirm that theory and everything else. Yeah, Alabaster Dragon. That's what that girl said she's gonna ride you like, right? The Alabaster Dragon. She told Jade that, right? I ride you like an alabaster. Trudy. She was sexy too, Trudy. Trudy was sexy. No, no doubt about it. She ain't my Acosta though. No one took my heart like her. At all, and everything else. All right, what's up with the hotel sign? We talked about that a little bit. What's up with the hotel sign not being there? But there's a whole, the hotel side does says Star Magic. That's the name of it. All right, that Star is Star Magic and everything else. It's there in the picture with Victor in the background. You can see it on that picture right there, with Christopher. So we know it's Star Magic. Why they broke it or why it's not there, but why the hotel itself is not there is truly the question he's asking. And that's a question that no one's asking. Why is the pool, everything's there, and there's a house right there in the spot where the hotel should be, as a house there.
And I don't know if that's going to end up being relevant or that's just a wink to the fans. Either way, it's interesting, and they made a point of making notice of it tonight in this episode.
Yeah, they brought it up. The guy came in there dropping some bombs in there right off the bat. You know what I mean? Scott McCord deserves an Oscar for his performance. Would he be a best supporting actor?
Yeah,
he'd be up for. I think if everything else. Yeah, listen, he's a tremendous actor.
He's doing great this season.
And I said that the actors this whole time, right, that the actors get the chance to flex their chops this season like never before. Right, you know what I mean? So I think that now we're seeing Scott getting a chance to flex his chops a little more, and that reunion scene was better than the Arya Stark Jon Snow reunion.
100%. And Tony, I think the thing about Scott to remember, or I just compared to not, and this isn't a discredit to anybody else, but Scott is probably the
Academy Awards. It would be it
would be an Emmy.
It would be a Golden Globe.
Scott is, or an Emmy. Scott would be the least like his actual character. Like if you hear Scott's so chill and cool and like he's so not like Victor, you know, you can almost see some of the personality of all the rest of people within their character. Scott is completely not Scott within that character.
Yeah,
it's that he's somebody else. There's no Scott in Victor.
Yeah, when he said I didn't know how to get home, you know, that was terrible, man. That was sad, Tony. That was terrible. It hurt my feelings, man. It hurt my feelings. It really did. When he did that. The hotel could be on a different timeline. Could be if we're dealing with timelines. I believe it could be that. I thought he was going to fall from the sky. Listen, I thought listen. I called Dale going into the tree. I said that was going to happen, and I thought he was going to fall from the sky myself. I said he was going to fall on the car or be stuck inside the car like he was in the wall. I didn't call him being in that wall. I didn't see him getting stuck in that wall. So I'll take, I got two things right, one thing wrong in there and the whole thing. But yeah, I didn't see him stuck in that wall. I didn't see you, buddy, getting stuck in that wall.
Sorry, buddy. Should we get into this thing, Tony?
And yeah, let's get the recap going.
Okay, recap. Okay, so we open up with Donna telling everyone to get out of the way as Randall's being carried into Colony House by Ellis and Donna. Boyd is watching them, so is Marielle. Like, what the fuck? Like put yourself in Marielle's position tonight here, Tony. Like, she just dealt with the dead Nikki thing and all this. Now Randall's being carried in. She takes over, and so Nikki just died. Tilly's like, why would they do this? And Randall comes at Boyd and says, you left me, you fucking left me. And that we get a music crescendo, and that's the end of our intro scene.
All right, real quick, let me take this super chat coming in here. This is for you. That's why we're going to take it. Please talk about the soul swap you said about Sarah did with Victor's sister. When do you think this happened, before or after she killed her brother? So I think that Sarah's soul swap, if Eloise is dead, I think Eloise's soul is inside of Sarah. That's what I believe. Now, I don't know exactly the time frame of when it happened, but I'm telling you that's what's coming on. People are mad you didn't do the recap.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Let's do the recap right. So let's do the recap right. Let's go. All right, now we're ready to get into it. Okay, yeah, so I believe I think that's why Sarah is Victor's sister. I believe that they're soul swap. I think that's what we're dealing with here and everything else. And I think that's what it's going to be in the end. If Eloise is dead, if Eloise is alive, I believe that she is inside of that cabin. But go ahead, she's the one banging outside. Let's go.
No, you gave me some chance to catch my breath there. Sorry, everybody. You request, you call me out. I got to do it. So Boyd's outside, and here comes Chrissy and Kenny and Jade back from the cabins. Like, what the hell is this ambulance doing here? And they say it's been a long night. Marielle comes in and takes Christy in, and they're all catching up. Boyd is left outside with Kenny and Jade, and Kenny says, Dale's bringing back the rest of the food. And Jade's like, what the fuck happened? They see the ambulance, and Tabitha's back. And then right when Tabitha's back, Jade zips off like me on the recap dance and leaves Kenny there to talk.
Yeah, okay. Tony on the road that says she wants to see the Oscar De La Hoya version of you.
I'll do that. I'll do that next time. I'm working myself back in shape. Tony, this is something I wanted to talk about at the beginning. I forgot to mention it. Donna was macking on Henry, right?
It seemed like Donna.
This next scene is Donna macking on Henry. Yeah, right.
It seemed like Donna. Well, listen, I'll tell you right now. Liz is coming on next week.
Ooh,
we got Donna next week. Right, I tell you right, and we're gonna ask her. Phil's gonna ask her.
I'll do this one because it seemed like I said Donna and Henry. They're flirting it up. Donna speaks. If anyone knows Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, or there's the place called Risa that's the pleasure planet, and what they say is, "What is ours is yours." And she said that line, Tony. She goes, "What's ours is yours," and she smiles at him and turns the head and flipped the hair.
And the hair was on point for Donna this episode. Like usually you see Donna's hair was a little unkempt, but this episode Donna's hair was straight, right? So I think she was flirting there with him a little bit.
I felt flirting energy. I could be wrong.
We're gonna ask her. We're gonna ask her next week. We're gonna find out now. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. I shipped that though. I feel
like she was flirting, Tony. But anyway,
I'm with you on that.
So she says, "What's mine is yours," and they're talking about checking out Victor stuff. They're cute together. There's definitely a vibe for me, anyways. And she's talking to him almost like she knows him. And she's like, "Oh, you want a better shirt? Let's go upstairs." Mm-hmm. So we go right from them going upstairs to Victor and Sarah looking for supplies. They're going to go into the tunnel to find Jasper, and they can't do it without the supplies, so they don't get lost. Tilly meets Victor and Sarah and tells them it's been a bad night, and Sarah gets "fuck you" looks and goes outside. I don't know about you, Tony. I'm really loving Sarah like this season and just in general. She's got like this "I don't give a fuck" attitude, and she's just enjoying, or not enjoying, but she's just okay, fine, guys, peace, and just walks out.
It's like, well, what else are you gonna do? And I think they're giving her a hard time because the bottom line is this. Let's put it like this. I'm gonna ask y'all in the chat. All right, I'm gonna ask Phil, ask y'all in the chat. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button.
Do it.
We got over 460 people watching. We need 400 likes. Come on, let's get to 400 likes. That way we get more people in the house. That's all we need, right? Let's go through it real quick. Come on. If Fatima is drinking blood, and she is, right, drinking blood. I know Sarah stabbed a couple of people. Yeah, whatever. But
she was under the influence.
Are they going to treat Fatima the same way in Colony House if they find out she's doing it? They treating Sarah. I'm asking y'all in the chat, and Phil, do you think if they find out that Fatima is drinking blood, that they would treat her the same way they treat Sarah, or they give her a pass because she's Fatima?
Tony, I will say this. First thing, we got an answer to a very important question. Through all of this, through eating that garbage, through, getting pregnant or whatever's happening, everything that's going on, Fatima still somehow is supplying the weed. She's still got weed around everywhere. So I think they have to forgive her, come on, in that situation, they'd be fine. So, but yeah, I do. I don't know. I think if they found out she was drinking blood and stuff, they would be more grossed out than angry at her. And I think they'd find a way to forgive her, I guess. I think
I think Fatima gets the pass. I think they're gonna give it a pass because she's Fatima, and I think that people just hating on Sarah. You know what I mean? And Sarah the one going through it, but they hating on her. You know what I mean? It wasn't like she killed somebody they knew. I mean, did she leave the door open on Mr. Lou? Yes. And I can understand that. I 100% understand that.
Did she try to kill Ethan? Who hasn't want to? Come on.
Jesus, come on.
Kid's a bummer.
She's being manipulated by the place. When are you gonna go like this place will do these things to you? Why can't anyone do anything like that?
I'm team Sarah.
No, Fatima didn't stab anyone, as you're correct. Fatima didn't stab anyone, drank blood. If I were Ellis, I'd be pissed. He kisses that bloody mouth. Listen, I could say something so funny right now about a bloody mouth and Ellis kissing it, but we're not gonna go there this week. We're not gonna go the Red Wings route. All right, we're not gonna. She might have done the same. All right, let's keep going.
So Donna comes downstairs and bumps into them and tells them about Nikki, or tells Victor about Nikki, and Randall takes Victor aside, and Randall, and he's like, okay, whatever, Donna, I don't like either of those people, let me go to my room. And Donna's like, dude, I don't know how to tell you, your dad Tabitha's back. And then she gives him too much foreplay. She's like, okay, Tabitha's back, that's great. Your dad's here. And he's like, no, he does the Luke Skywalker. No, that's impossible. And then he runs off, and then Sarah follows him. And I love Sarah in this scene. Sarah falls after him, and she stops him. She goes, dude, you're not, and she talks to him like a kid, but in like a kid honorable way, Tony, like, you're not being fair. You have me go sit in your fort, and you're not being my friend. You're not being fair to me. She didn't tell him to go F off or something. You know, she talked to him like a kid would talk to him. You're being unfair. What's wrong with you? And he tells her, he's like, my dad's here, and we'll get Jasper later. And this is what I was asking you earlier, Tony. Was the father showing up there just something causing a distraction to avoid them from finding Jasper? It seems like it's very interesting that they were right there to find Jasper, and then they were right there to find that tree, and then bam, bam, solve two problems. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a theory guy.
I agree with you on that. I think that could have been an easy way for them to stop this whole Jasper situation. Bring the father in there, disrupt the thing. We've seen it happen already with Kenny. When Kenny was getting close to the cheeks, all of a sudden they bring in the fiance, and they nip that right in the bud, right? So why wouldn't they do the exact same thing when we got this guy thinking about Jasper? Boom, bring the father back, and now that ends that whole Jasper search.
Aw. Too grown for you says, my son just said hello to Tony and Phil. Hello to your son.
What up, too grown for you, son? What up? Big up from the Don Tony Teflon. Let's go, Yanks.
So go Celtics. Okay, let's do it again. Celtics. Okay. So anyways, so Sarah was like, okay, that was quick. She follows him. Your dad's there, whatever. So we go to the Mathews family. I forgot what you called it in the video, but it was more hilarious than I'm saying. Mathews family check-in or whatever. And Tabitha is explaining to them what's happening. And Ethan's like, did you really talk to Nana? And Julie's like, dude, this is like all so weird. Because I'm just saying she smokes too much weed now. So she's like, you like went from the Lighthouse to the hospital in Maine, dude. What happened? And Jim in this super, I know people think we're too hard on Jim, but I don't think we're hard. I don't think we're hard enough on Jim. Jim in a condescending tone, Tony is like, well, the important thing, shh, Julie, the important thing is that she's back and she's not going anywhere. She's my precious. Back off. And then Jade comes in. He's like, back off. She's my precious.
That's what he thinks of her as. And that's how he treats it. Like she's his. And that's it. And no one can say anything to her. No one could do anything to her. And I understand protecting your girl because the Don is about that. And I'm all about it.
Yeah, Jade's charming too. He's rich too.
Yeah. But the thing is the way he goes about it. You know what I mean? He think he's tough. Since season one, who you been picking on though? It's right. You're tough to Victor. But when Boy yoked your ass up, you weren't that tough no more, right? But Boy had to put him in the yoke. He was like, okay, right? But to everybody else out there, you would have played tough guy, bro. You know what I mean? So no. He treats her like property, like it's his property, number one. And he is on this thing that if it isn't his idea or his way, he don't want no one to do it. Like he has to think of it in order for it to get done. And that's the way it goes.
Tony, you said that in your video, and it was like, a light bulb that went off in the sense of like, yeah, he's totally one of those people. If it's his idea, it's okay. If it's anybody else's, can't do it. And now you know why Tabitha wanted a divorce.
Exactly.
So Jade comes running.
Real quick super chat from New Slate City. Jasper will talk, or they'll make him talk. We'll talk more about Jasper if he's gonna talk or not in a little bit. And also we got from Winter. Thank you. Says Jim and Ellis are always complaining but never provide any solutions. You're exactly correct.
So true, Winter. Okay, so here comes Jade running in. Jim's like, back off my girl. She made presses. And he's like, dude, you went through a bottle tree. And Ethan's like, it's a Faraway tree. And Jade gives him a look like, you know about those? And you mentioned this too. Like, it shows you how little they share notes in this situation, that it was like, Ethan's just like, oh, and whatever. So it all comes together right there in this moment. This one's called a bottle tree. Jade is like, what the hell? And we need to go this tree now. And is this the tower you're talking about? Is that the same one that Miranda was looking for, but she, couldn't get to? We need to go find this stuff now. And Jim's like, no. Well, we need to, nothing's important. I went to there. I didn't find it.
I went there and there's nothing there. Nothing but the magic tree.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing but the magic tree.
What are you gonna say? Like, I went there's a great waterfall over there. I went there. You know what was there? Just water going down the hill. Yeah. Really, Jim? Oh, really? Yeah. There's water going down.
I went to Niagara Falls and all there was yeah, Tony, we went to Niagara Falls and all there was water rolling down. There's nothing there. Nothing there.
That's what it was. There's this water coming down. You don't need to go.
Nothing. There's nothing. So Jade says, as Tony so eloquently put, you don't think that matters, dumbass? Like, and Jim's like, this place messes with you. And Jade's like, this is different, mind fuck. And he says, pardon my French. And they're going to go to like a town meeting. And he's like, don't go to a fucking town meeting. That's stupid. Come with me now. Come on, Jim. And Jim is like, town meeting. And Jade's like, fuck off. Sorry for the language to the kids. And town meeting's a waste of time. We got to go to the tree and we got to start to figure this out. And this is where I said it again. Let's get Tabitha with Jade. They'd make a much better couple.
It reminds me of that. What's that comedian that did the Tom Brady roast, the blonde hair chick? That was doing Nikki Glaser when she goes, even Gronk know that's not real. That's the way I feel about Jim. Like, Jim is Rob Gronk. There's nothing there. There's nothing there but a tree.
Painfully accurate, Tony. Painfully accurate. So our next scene is Kenny and Boyd talking about just having to catch up about leaving some food at the cabins and needing to send back some stuff. Kenny is like, basically, this is another yada yada, Tony. That's an interesting yada yada by Boyd. Kenny's like, yeah, there's definitely something different going on there. Something walking outside the cabins at night. And Boyd goes, oh, if it's just walking around, we have bigger problems. I'm going to tell you right here, right now, Tony, I think that's their biggest problem. The way that he just casted that out aside, how easily that's that thing that it's like a misdirection. So everyone's just like, oh, don't worry about that. Whatever is going to happen in that cabin is going to be the big crazy thing that happens towards the end of the season because they're being so blasé about it. Next time when they go back to get more food, someone's dying. Someone's dying when they go back to get more food.
100%. And I think that's something that I wish they would have, like, they set it up last episode, the thumps, two episodes in a row with the thumps and didn't pay it off. Yeah, it's a big problem. Brings it up, and Boyd just boo-hoos it. Like, oh, we got bigger problems to worry about that.
No,
right? The cabin is in the poster. As featured in the poster is the cabin. So something big is happening at that cabin. It's not a Diddy party. I know y'all about to say it. Something's going on in that cabin. And that could be the downfall at the end of the season, that they didn't pay a close enough attention to what's going on at that cabin.
Yeah, it seems that there was too much in that scene, the way Boyd just cast it quickly aside.
You can't steal people's lettuce and cucumbers and not think you're going to go and down. I live out here by Amish people. I can't go to the Amish field and take an eggplant and they're going to come get me. Amish. There'd been a horse and buggy riding after me. Keep up, Jimbo. Keep up.
There wouldn't be a siren. There'd be an Amish hanging out there going woo 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 woo.
Sitting on the roof of his
buggy. On the roof going, woo, woo, woo. That's what would be happening there, Tony.
Pull over.
You'd be running with the fruit. Hey, sorry. I want to make that movie. Okay, so Kenny's like, why didn't they kill Randall? And Boyd is like, it was a Sicilian message. No, it was a message, a reminder. So when the sun's up, we know we're not safe, and we can't pretend that we're okay during the day in the daytime, like, so we're not too safe.
Yeah, Boyd. I think Boyd is half right on this, half wrong on this. I think that you sent us a message here. They wanted to let us know. Look in their face. Look at me. That's what the nurse should have did. She should have grabbed him by the face. Look at me. Look at me. I did this to you. I did this to you. That's what she should have did to Randall. We should have seen that. That's what we need to see. We need to see her grab Randall by the cheek. Look at me. Remember, I did this to you. I did this to you. All right, where's the mafia guy? How come they don't have the mafia monster? We need the mafia monster. They should have that. That's what should have happened.
Steve Buscemi needs to show up as Nookie Thompson as a monster. Like that. He'd be creepy. He'd be creepier than Smiley if he showed up in this damn town. Okay, so Marielle and Christie have a decent conversation where Christie basically tells her, don't freak out about this, don't get off the wagon or on the, like, I forgot what it is. Don't start using again. And it's okay. You did everything you could. And we also get a little bit of Christie's not the best patient, and we also get a little passing line that Christie's going to be all right because it miraculously didn't break anything, didn't tear any ligaments, and you'll be fine. Just rest up a little bit. And then in the middle of that, Randall starts screaming. They go out there. Boyd goes to help, and Marielle steps up and goes, Boyd, get the F out of here. And Boyd kind of ends up realizes it's the best thing for him to walk back off, and he backs off and catches the vibe. And Randall writhes in pain as Boyd and Kenny
it hurt Boyd feelings.
It did.
That
it totally hurt.
That he was the cause of the pain. All right, you're making things worse. Number one, you left him out there. You had, and the decision that Boyd had was an impossible decision, but you're basically choosing the more lives over the one. Right. You're choosing the needs of the many.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
And no one liked Randall anyway. Let's be real.
Fuck that dude.
And I see all you people in the chat all of a sudden. The boy shouldn't have left Randall. Y'all didn't like Randall. You're calling him the bootleg Chris Evans. I remember what y'all said in the chat. You can't fool the down.
Tony, I think that was us. I think that was
did we do that? Oh,
I think we did.
Yeah.
Anyway, but anyways,
move over that.
Yeah, next scene. But yes, we love Randall now.
We do.
Okay, so Donna takes Henry up to the bedroom and shows him all his stuff. And I know I also was hoping what you were hoping in the scene, Tony, that Henry was going to see something that triggered some memory, but it was more just Henry talking about how some part of him wanted to stay alive, but it was the hope. It's the Shawshank Redemption thing. It's the hope that kills you. It was the hope to think he might see it, so he had to give up. But he starts to see how damaged his son is, and he's like, what kind of father would give up on his family? And Donna gives him that, like, you're a scared creature, scared cat kind of vibe, and just like, come on, it's gonna be okay. Victor doesn't want to meet you now, but he will in time. He's just, he's like a scared animal. Bring it around. And she's very sweet to him, and it's a good scene between the two of them. It's flirty as well.
100%. Let's take the super. I know super chats have passed. We're going to get back to those. Ellis said Dale had cement juice coming out of his mouth. Do you think Jasper screamed is to scare people or trying to communicate? Phil, can you play a game show theme?
I think so. I think this isn't going to get anything copyrighted. This is one of those like royalty free. Oh no!
All right, yeah. I think that dealing with the question, what was the damn question again?
I don't know. Let's play that. Let's play the game show music again.
Yeah, play a game show music. I got it. All right, I'm hitting the bell. I know the answer. I think that Jasper's scream is to get people's attention. We didn't just hear it from Jasper. We also heard it from the guy with the rock on him. So I think it sounds scary and it's trying to make you think it's scary, but in the end, it's just trying to get his attention. That's what I think.
Absolutely. And I mean, the screams seem to be, and they've been making it a point to show all the monsters, creatures screaming after every kill as well tonight. Okay, so in the meeting time, I forgot to mention while they were talking up there, is it Tilly that comes in and goes, oh, it's time for meeting time. And they cut to the diner, and Henry and Donna arrive together, arm in arm. I know people.
Listen, it's going down with Henry and Donna.
They had some vibes again. I know they were like,
listen, it's going down. Remember, I said it. It's gonna happen.
It's happening. Okay, so Boyd arrives too. Boyd gives a speech that everyone wants answers, no easy explanations, and everyone's like, "Oh, shut the fuck up. Where's Tabitha?" And he's like, she's coming, but she's been through a lot. You think she's been through a lot? I've been through a lot. No, I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot too. And Dale's like, "You're an idiot. Go easy." And fuck you, Boyd. Where's Tabitha? And then they ask Henry why he's in the ambulance, and he tells them they're heading to a park near his house. And before he can mention anything about the trees, Jim and Tabitha show up. Tabitha's like, "What should I say?" And Jim tells her to tell the truth. They head in, and before they even sit down, Dale is like, "Did you really just go through a tree?" And she's like, "Yeah, there's trees in the forest, unlike other. Some of you guys know there's trees in the forest, unlike other trees." And then they cut over to Colony House, where eye patch girl Clara. We're seeing her more often. We should learn her name. Is that Clara?
Clara. Clara is now she's hitting the suspect list. She's hitting the death list because they're showing her too much.
They're showing her
every episode. Show you too much, she might get got before this is all said and done because they're giving her a lot of shine. They're giving her a lot of shine. She's opening the door for my girl, which she should have did. She did great on that. I appreciate that. And now she's over here, the last person out, last person there, letting this chick in there. They're showing her a lot here. So
Tony, and she was also the first one to be douchey in the meeting. Like she was the one yelling. She was yelling most of the shitty stuff. Okay, so Julie's there, and Julie's gonna go in and gotta grab something. She heads up to Fatima's room and either steal some weed or just get some weed. And also,
real quick, Luna says if we hit 300 likes, she'll gift some memberships. How we are almost at 500 people and we can't get to 300 likes? Come on, we're almost at 500. We got to get to at least 400, but let's get there. Let's get some members up in here. Become a part of the familia.
Let's do this. And Tony, I want you to talk about this a little bit because you made a great point in your video. But Julie has a flashback scene of Fatima, which just seems very foreshadowy of Fatima not making it out of the season. She was on both of our picks in our preseason death pick.
Yep.
Is Fatima make it out of this season, Tony?
No. I said you put her on. Me and Phil did a pre-season stream. We had a death pick stream. We both picked Fatima not to make it out this season. Before we seen anything, we both picked that she seems like the person that you have to care about. Now, also you hear the creators saying that we're going to lose multiple people that we care about, right? That's what the creators said of the show. Dale doesn't fit the list. Sorry, buddy. He doesn't fit the list as someone that people cares about, right? Kenny's mom does, but he said multiple people. So who's next? Who would be the next person to go? And that would be Fatima. Fatima's got to go. She's gonna go. I think she's out of here. I can't see her making it through here. And I think when you start showing flashbacks of people like that, she's reminiscing already on her. That this is it.
They're already showing that thing, and it makes sense. Phil, thank you so much, Mika. Phil, I hope you know how much I'm a cheerleader for you guys. Thank you, Mika. We do. Tony and I were saying that the other night. We're really lucky to have you and your support, Mika. You give us
100%.
You promote us and you share all our videos and share everything. And we really, really cannot tell you how much we appreciate that.
And you went out and you bought my book and I appreciate it. So people go out there, buy the Don's book, Darkness Before the Dawn. It's on Amazon. We have 500 people here watching. If 10% of y'all went out there and bought this book, that would be a great thing on Amazon. Someone's going to put the link in there for you. Just go out there, buy the book from the Don, help a brother out. It's getting really good reviews, and I'm so happy that it is. People who have read it are telling me that they love it. So go out there and get Don.
Do it now. So Julie steals some weed, and do you know what goes great with weed? Tony's book. Get some weed and get Tony's book and read it. Get lost into it in your evening at night. Good book for the winter. So Elgen gets scared as Julie's coming back downstairs and thinks Julie's kimono girl and almost hits her with a baseball bat. I don't know what he always hit her with, but I always hit her with something. And they're going to go hang out. So Sarah and Victor are at the car graveyard, which I'm glad we got back to the car graveyard. And Sarah's like, dude, it's cold. And Victor's like, I didn't draw anything. I didn't draw anything from before, like any of my family stuff, I think is what he was implying. I thought, the past was kind of like a dream. And Sarah's just like, none of this shit matters, dude. Your dad's here. Victor's like, well, he's be looking for a little boy. What's he going to think when he sees me? And Sarah's like, I don't know. I'm supposed to tell you he's going to like you no matter what, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And Victor says, again, with his like comedy joking stuff, he's like, well, you're not very good at this. Like he's throwing the jokes and shit everywhere like that.
Everywhere. He's a comedian, this guy. Every time he's the master.
Don Rickles, Tony. He's Don freaking Rickles. He's Mr. Sunshine.
After the one line, all of a sudden Victor's got these one-liners.
Yeah, he's hanging on the borscht belt, yelling, throwing jokes. Okay, so Sarah's like, you're a good person here. I would do anything to feel like a good person again. I mentioned that earlier, Tony. I think that's foreshadowing Sarah's death. She gives him a pep talk. She's like, he might be as scared as you. Go do it. And then he leans on her shoulder in a very brother and sisterly way as the camera pans out. And it's a really sweet moment.
In the car that they came from town in together as kids, in the back of that car.
It was cute.
Where the pictures of Eloise was. Do you think that's just a coincidence, people? Do you think it's a coincidence that Ethan was looking at a picture of Victor and Eloise in the tent, and then they went to Victor and Sarah in the tent? You think that's not what's going on here? I'm trying to tell you something.
Glue Guns N' Roses has a little bit of Jamie Lannister, Cersei love for you right here. I think Victor and Sarah will be married.
Yeah. Listen, she's on that Lannister stuff. Nothing wrong with it. But I don't see it going that.
So I'm trying to remember, just because obviously, I'm doing what Elgen and Julie are doing. So I believe Nathan was saying that him and Hannah have become really good friends, and it really comes across in the scenes that they're having together. I'm glad that they wrote this stuff together. It really shows off their personal friendship. As Elgen tells Julie about Kimono Girl, and she says, that sounds pretty bad, but I'd trade Kimono Girl for, because Kimono Girl's asking for your help, or he says, now she's asking for help, so I think she might be good. And they keep smoking. And Julie says, well, that sounds bad, but what I'm going on in my head is I hear screaming. I don't just hear it. Like I'm living, I feel, is what you say? Like I feel the screaming.
Yeah, she feels it. Like it's a part of her. And I think that what she's feeling, I think, is that Marielle and them, when they were locked up, they're seeing, and they were going to be transformed into monsters. I think they seen it was going to go down. They were going to become monsters. If they didn't get saved, they would have been the next monsters in town. And I think when Randall says there's worse things than death, I think that's what he means. And there's worse things than death, that you can get turned to one of these monsters and just be out there. So I definitely think that's why she's feeling.
I definitely think something like that was happening. They talk a little bit about why Tabitha got let out in the town meeting, and Julie gets real dark, and she's like, I just think that they let her out because by letting her out, it gives us hope, and that will make this the worst experience. And that's like this place is all pain personified, essentially. And Elgin just turns to her and goes, you're kind of a bummer when you're stoned. It was a really hilarious kind of quick one-liner by Nathan, and they both.
And it was great because she is. So that's not the girl you want to trip with, man. Like Julie, you can't be tripping with Julie. Like you can't trip with Julie, because she'll say things that's bringing the trip down. You got to avoid people like Julie. But she did snap out of it after that. She did snap right out of it when he said it and everything.
Maybe, but you're right. She's having a bad trip. I'd rather trip with Tabitha. She seems more fun. So Tabitha tells the story to the people asking questions about what happened, everything that happened. And they were saying, oh, this pisses me off, Tony. We've talked about this a lot. You talked about this in your video. Are you fucking kidding me what these people are saying to her? And especially Fatima in this scene is really pissing me off. And you're sitting there eating people and you're talking shit like this. She's just like, we didn't go to anybody. And Tabitha's like, no one would have believed me. I talked to Henry, and Henry's like, yeah, I told her, she told me, and I didn't believe her. And then your girl is like, yeah, she told me, and I thought she was crazy. Everyone's like, shut up, you. And yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Let's run through it, Phil, real quick. So for the people in the chat, for everyone who's here, let's run through it real quick. When the Mathews got to town, what did they do to them when they got to town? Phil?
They welcomed them in with warm arms, or
no, when they got him into the house.
Yep.
Right. They brought him into the colony.
Oh,
house.
They isolated them one at a time, and then kind of watched them all night. I believe it's been a while since I saw that first episode, but
they strapped it to the bed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They did strap them down to the bed. Yes, they did.
Right? And the reason
they did
they strapped him to the bed was because they were like, "You ain't gonna believe what I'm about to tell you."
Yep.
Right. You ain't gonna believe it. So now all of a sudden they think that she gonna be on the outside world and other people gonna believe it when this is your protocol.
Totally. That's why they make them drive in circles over and over again and not just stop them right away and eventually just pop their tires, because they need them to realize that they can't get out of there themselves.
Because you're not gonna believe it. You're not gonna believe it. But now all of a sudden, everyone was supposed to believe her. She went out there and now all of a sudden, Fatima, somebody did believe you. Someone did, and someone might have.
Shut up and go eat another person, Fatima.
Yeah, Fatima, go stick your 3 fingers in somebody, all right, before you start talking to me.
And then Ellis is like, yeah, she's right. And the look on Boyd's face when Ellis opens his mouth is just like
he's about to put the Will Smith smack on.
You mentioned The Godfather earlier. It's Don Corleone looking at Sonny when he mentions the Salazzo. You mean the Tatalias will cover our investment? No, shut up, Sonny. Like, what are you doing? Like, stop it. It was that kind of look. Like, you don't.
Yeah, I just don't get the townspeople. Well, after all you've been through, the protocol you have for this place, because people don't believe it when they first get here, but all of a sudden you expect that she's gonna go out there and everyone gonna believe her. A chick walking around with a goddamn lunchbox from the 70s with a string attached to it. She got holes in her pants. She looked dingy. Her hair's messed up. That's not the pert bounce she had in her hair. Her hair was flat and greasy.
She's not using Pantene.
No, ain't no one believing you. The girl didn't even want her to touch her phone, and then said, "You better infect that bitch." When her friend gave her back the phone was like, "You better put some disinfectant on that goddamn phone." After she touched it, all right, and she stunk. All right, she was stinking because they ain't got no toilet paper. They ain't got no deodorant out there. She was been in there for a while. She was stinking, right? Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
Everyone.
There's no way you're gonna believe some stinky woman if some woman walks over to me with a lunch pail, comes up to me and starts saying, "Hey, I need your help. My friends are trapped in a town, and there's monsters that are eating them." I'm like, "Yeah, you do need some help. And I ain't the one to give it to you."
Tony, I'd give them $1. Go to
YMCA or something.
Yeah, I'd give them $1 and tell them to go, God bless you. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. Okay. So
everybody, it reminds me of the time, real quick, when Phil was in New Orleans, right? Phil's in New Orleans.
Oh my God.
And he's doing a live stream. And I'm on the chat when he's doing a live stream. You gotta finish the story.
Oh no! I mean, I was walking my dog and going through, and then some dude comes up. He's like, "Oh, come to my car. You gotta help me do this thing. You're gonna just follow me over here. We'll follow me." And I'm like, no, whatever. And they just like, "No, come on, follow me." And I decided to follow him. And I saw in the distance there was like a van with like 7 guys with the back door of the van open and stuff like that. And Tony's yelling in the chat with capital Letters, "Run away, Phil!" The dude's gonna, and this dude's like trying to get me to go. And I can see his buddies like going like this in the background and stuff. And I was like, "Bye, guys."
Like, "Phil, they're trying to mug you. Phil, they're trying to kidnap you. Get out of there."
What did I do? I turned around and I sprinted. I was like, "No, bye!" And I turned around and I ran out of there.
I was like, I was typing as fast as I could. "Oh, they're trying to kidnap you, Phil.
Dude, I was about to be turned into a vampire. I was about to be in like a Lestat situation there.
But yeah, it's just unbelievable. So the fact that they thought that people could is ridiculous to me. And that's why Jade is right when you can't have a meeting with so many people.
100%. And like it's non-productive. And I was joking about that. We've had plenty of great live streams, but still, what I mean is like when you have a meeting, when you try to figure out do that with too many people, too many voices, and not everyone communicating or understanding, and everyone trying to just get their point in, it just turns into mayhem like this. And what would you done? Jim says, or whatever. And Fatima and she's like, come on. And they just go back and forth. They have a whole thing. And then Tabitha just walks out of there. Boyd gives a speech. She's like, he says, listen, the important thing is that, she got out, not that she came back, that there is a way out. We know a way out. And Dale's like, wait, okay, she got out a tree. Where's the tree? Let's just all go out the tree. And then it turns into everyone's like, let's all get out the tree. And it turns into like mass hysteria.
And Bata, we should be lined up out that tree. You line up first, girl.
Yeah.
You go first. We should be lined up at that tree. You go first. You ain't going first. I didn't see your ass up there, Bata. I didn't see your ass up in there.
And Boyd is okay. He's like calm dealing with Dale and the bus driver and everyone. But like when Fatima starts chipping in and he's like, what? He just turns and goes, what? And then Ellis agrees with her and he loses his cool. He's just like, he's like, whatever. And then Kenny tries to interrupt the situation to go, something about the lighthouse. And then Dale's like, oh, then let's find the lighthouse and then we go home. Whatever. Let's get in the tree, find the lighthouse, and then we get home. And he heads out and he has a little tantrum and he runs out.
This too grown for you. That's my girl. That's not my girl. I'll show you my girl. Go ahead, Phil. I'll put my girl on right now.
So Jade and Ethan are back at the Mathews house, and Jade is like, or Ethan's like, why aren't you at the meeting? He says, when you get a little older, you'll know that any meeting with more than 3 people is just useless. Tabitha shows up, and Jade's like, see what I mean? It's over already. Tabitha's like, yeah, whatever. I owe something to them. I need to go back to the tree and figure this out. And Jim is like, shut up, Jade. Don't get involved in this. And Ethan's like, I want to go to the tree too. And Jim's like, no one's going to the tree. No one. And Tabitha's like, no, come on. She's having a conversation. And then Jim does again, people, I know I'm going hard. He does the douchebag thing of, no, come over here. You're coming outside. We're talking alone. Where he brings her aside because he doesn't want to have this doesn't want to sound like such an asshole in front of Jade and Ethan. So he brings her aside and gives her the talk. And he's like, listen, I don't want to bring our son to this magic tree vibe. And so you can go. Eventually it comes down to you can go, but Ethan's staying with me.
Yeah, but he tried to guilt her into not going. He tried to say, oh, your kids thought you were dead. Your kids thought you were dead, and Ethan ran outside looking for you, and all that. No, Ethan didn't think you were dead. Ethan ran outside to the ambulance thinking she was alive. She didn't think he was dead, all right? So he tried to guilt her into staying.
And how many times did Jim leave him? Like, come on, Jim.
Yeah, Jim's the one who ran off to the cabin as quick as he could to get away. But now all of a sudden, you got to worry about the kids. You weren't worried about the kids till you got out there and you heard something knocking. Then you're like, oh, man, my kids, man, my kids. So now all of a sudden you cared about your kids. Jim is pathetic.
Yeah, it's bad. Okay, so Jade and Tabitha are going. Jady, you guys are great. Jabby, I guess. Sorry, Tabby, Jabby. Okay,
Jaddy, are we going Jaddy?
Jabby, Jabe. Tabitha or
Jade.
Tabitha.
Well, we're shipping Jade and Tabitha.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We don't care about the name. All that matters is them together.
Listen, Chris, you're about to get blocked. Don't be talking about my shorty like that, man.
So Ellis and Boyd are Ellis and Boyd. Okay, Ellis is chasing Boyd down to be like, Dad, what the fuck's wrong with you? And Boyd is like, we talked about the scene a little bit earlier. Boyd is like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? We have a powder keg, and you and Fatima are lighting matches. And he's like, but we got to do something. And I said this earlier. I'll say it again. He was just giving Boyd shit 2 days ago about not doing anything. And now he's about doing something. And now he's giving him shit about not doing anything. Listen, Ellis, you're just giving your dad shit on both ends. And Boyd calls him on it. You mentioned this earlier, Tony, about like, this is like you in this situation. And he was just like giving it a look like he's like, we got to do something. Okay. Which one of these people do you want to risk? Life you want to risk? Which one? Pick one. Like I loved how, again, awesome parenting by Boyd. Boyd is a great dad. He's just like, dude, look, like, I don't know. And hopefully Ellis.
There we go. Now you're talking about it. Now you people are on point. Here we go. What's my person right here? Wolfsburg. That is what we're talking about. Tone Costa, baby.
Tone Costa, yep.
Tone Costa. May hashtag that Tone Costa.
I'm going to make that happen for Tony. Okay, so yeah, where else? Okay, so we get Elgen and Julie going to the basement. We already talked a lot about this, and Tony's going to do a whole video on this particular scene, so we'll yada this a little bit. They're in the surplus of weird stuff, vintage 80s. They flirt. Julie gets an 80s hairstyle, and she looks tremendously awesome in 80s hair. And they find a Polaroid. It works, and they take pictures of each other. They flirt more, and I think we all pretty much can generally agree something weird's going to come from that Polaroid. Most likely, it seems like
there's no doubt. You don't put a Polaroid in a horror show where you take a picture of something and something pops up in there that wasn't there.
Yeah, I
you
would
know what I mean. Listen, anyone who people saying, you know, listen, you can
check off.
We're going to give you a chance to call in, and you could explain why you feel we're wrong about Jim. We here for the smoke. We here for it, you know what I mean. So the phone lines will be opened up.
Oh yeah, I'm expecting people to eviscerate me for how hard I am on Jim.
Okay. Pete Easy, get the shirt. Tone Costa for me, brother.
So we need a little cartoon picture of both of them together too. Okay, so speaking of Costa, Tony's future love interest on the show, wife on the show, she shows up to apologize to Boyd, and she's like, what we need to do is distract the people, and she mentions something that may or may not be a foreshadow for things to come late yet in the town. She talks about a flood. And how during a flood, her captain had her help things, but she did mention the words flood, and thinks that if you distract people, give them an assignment to do, they won't want to jump in the tree, and she's here to help, and she can help them and have his back and all this sort of stuff. And Boyd cuts her off. So, you think we're buddies? You think we're buddies? You think because I stood up for you in there. I agree with them. You shouldn't have been in there. You killed someone. It's not even that you killed someone. You abandoned two people in an ambulance in the back of all this shit. One of them.
Leave my girl alone. So what? She didn't know what was going on. All right.
He goes, protect and serve your ass.
Yeah, listen, she was nervous. She didn't know what was going on. If anyone else was in that situation, you would have ran your ass too. Y'all could act all bold and said no. I would have ran back and said no. You come into a place and you shoot somebody 3 times and they don't go down, you're taking off. All right. So
Tony, this is how I know you're a professional, because you're talking so far out your ass right now.
Don't be bothering my shorty right now. You know what I mean? You would have ran too. Y'all could act like you want to say something and everything else and all that good stuff.
Before you really got to look at her, you were talking so much shit last week.
Listen, I don't believe you, Phil. All right. That's not true. All right, stop trying to mess my thing up. I did not. You know, listen, I'm trying to tell you, you be running in there too. You be out here running around, running for your life too. I don't think that y'all. She was right 100%. She was right. Y'all would have bounced too, and she was right at this instant with Boyd too, because you got to give the people something distraction with. Oh, they're gonna go line up and start trying to do the conga line into the tree. Right, this is what's going to happen and everything. What up to my man Terry Mathews, my man Real Enigma Theories up in here and everything else and all that.
I think even Boyd would agree with you, as the look in his face as she walked out the door, that he knows he went too far. He was acting like an ass towards the end there, and but he was pretty hilarious as he screams her and says, "Let me, you get the fuck out of here and let me learn how to protect you. Protecting God, serve your ass over there, and I'll take care of my own town." As we go to Fatima eating some rotten ass shit, and Ellis Cap finds her and is like, "What are you doing?" And she fesses up again, not eating the blood, but she's like, "I'm eating rotten shit and you can't do anything about it. Something's wrong with the baby." And where do you think they go from here, Tony? From this point, what they go to Christie, go to Boyd? Like,
again, you got to go to Christie in the end, but she's the only one you can go to. But again, she left out the blood part, right? She left out critical information. She's leaving out here. Yeah, I'm eating spoiled fruit, but I'm also sucking blood out of a chick. You didn't put that in there, all right? You didn't put that in there, and you should have put that in there. The man love you, he's gonna stay with you, right? But you didn't. You wanted to not reveal that. But yeah, I think it leads to Christie, and as my sister said, every ambulance nowadays has an ultrasound. They're gonna have to ultrasound the baby. It's gonna have to. I mean, if they're going that route, that's the only way to find out. If they think something's wrong with the baby, that's what you do. You check the baby, and that's just the way it goes. So I think that's what I'm taking the picture of my shorty down.
Tony, wouldn't it be amazing if they do the ultrasound and it's just a picture of Smiley? On the ultrasound, it's just like Smiley's back. It's like, "I'm back, motherfuckers." He's sitting there with a big gas smile on his face. I like Vigo on the baby in Ghostbusters too. Okay, so Ethan,
wait, real quick. Yeah, thank you so much. Gifted 10 Teflon TV membership. Everybody, give a shout out to the professor. Real, give a shout out to that brother right there. If you got a membership, thank him for it and everything else. That's very generous of you, sir. I truly appreciate it.
Osman, Cliff will be here in about a half an hour or so.
He'll be at half an hour. Like 10 o'clock is when he's coming on and stuff. I should be in Providence with them dudes right now. I was going to go up there, but because I was feeling under the weather. Y'all seen on the stream with Lamar, my nose was running and everything else. I've been sick and I wasn't able to get up there.
So Ethan talks to Henry at the pool, and we get the thing that a lot of people have been wondering, and a lot of people are talking about tonight. There's a motel sign. There's all this pool, but where's the motel? And it's a good question. I don't know if it's just a wink to the audience or something that will come back later. We'll have to keep an eye on that, obviously.
They have because they panned up to the sign.
Yeah.
And when you do the pan to the sign, and we know, again, we talked about the sign is called Star Magic, right? That's what's supposed to be there. So that's the clue, is Star Magic is what it is.
And let's go back over here. And thank you to everyone. Make sure wherever you're at right now, if you're on Teflon TV, make sure you subscribe to over on The Issues Guy. If you're on The Issues Guy, subscribe to Teflon TV. He's so close. We're so close to 100,000 subscribers. Let's push Tony over the damn edge. So Ethan's talking to Henry at the pool thing. They talk about Victor. He just kind of fills Henry in on more stuff about Victor, kind of connects more to what you were saying before about, you know, Henry learning how messed up Victor is, that his best friend is, you know, a little kid, and he gets grumpy sometimes. And then we also see Sarah and Victor here, and they have a quick conversation, but basically the scene leads up to Henry and Victor seeing each other. Ethan's like, oh, there's Victor. They have a face-to-face. They walk towards each other. Sarah guides him like he's a hurting animal. They see each other. They hug. It's super emotional. And he says, you know, I didn't find my way home. And as I said, Tony, I wasn't crying, but it was raining on my face a little bit. It was raining on my face.
Yeah, that was one of the greatest emotional reunions that I've seen on television. I mean, I've seen a lot of them, you know, but it ranks up there. And, you know, in a show like this, you wouldn't think that you could have an emotional reaction to something like that. But the lines, I didn't know how to get home, was this, whoever wrote that was a beautiful line.
Beautiful. And played
and so it's like, that's what a child would think, you know, I'm stuck here and everything else. I just don't know how to get home.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. We have 515 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button for everybody out here rocking with the Don Tony Teflon, Phil the Issues Guy, my man Real Enigma Theories. Can somebody please drop a link to that man's channel? Such a generous donation, and people go out there and subscribe. He has very good videos, great videos. My brother right there. Please, someone put a link to his channel up in there so people can go out there and subscribe to him. You need to check his stuff out and everything else.
And please. Very, very good people. So yeah, back in the diner, like, I don't know, Tony. I hate Charlie Come Lately friends. As we're back in the diner, and the bus driver sees Boyd outside, and now after the meeting's over, she starts feeling bad about not having inside, and she goes out and it's like, oh, by the way, Boyd, I'm so sorry. I won't. I got your back from now on.
Yeah, from now on. After I screamed at you, after I jumped on you, now I thought about it. Now I got your back. You know, that's other people like, you know, those people like, yeah, hit him. I got your back. Yeah, and you hit him, and you look. And then you knocked out, and that guy's picking your body up. Like, yeah, you was way back, son. You was way back. You know, no. I got no love for her after that stunt. We can't, you get no love for her on that one. You know what I mean?
No, it was such a bit like, and she kept reminding, don't worry, I have your back. You're like my sister. You know, my sister, that if everything goes wrong, it's something bad. And we're getting towards the end of our episode here. I think we got a couple more scenes. Jade and Tabitha are at the trees looking at numbers, and Jade's like, what if they're dates? And they find one that's 2659, and that couldn't be a date, or if it's the future. Someone in your video comment section suggested that maybe it was like a date in a different way, like 1959 or something, like the 2nd of February, 1959 or something. There's many different ways that could be interpreted, or it could be a cipher with the numbers that mean letters in people's names, or who knows, but I'm sure we'll find out. And, but she says maybe Jim's right, and all this is just bullshit to distract us. And Jade says, well, grabs a drink and says, well, I saw the freaky kids too in the tunnels. The symbol was on the roof, you know, and the ceiling, and there was kids on a slab yelling Anna Cooey over and over again. Jade, but I felt fear, but I felt like something, and he specifically says, I felt something was there, a glimmer that was there, pushing me to figure it. Awesome, Luna. Figure it, to put it all together, threads connecting, piercing it together. But it's like holding water. The tree is there. And this is a line that gets used in Only Murders in the Building this season too, something like this too, where it's not chaos. It's just we haven't learned the pattern yet. And it seems like chaos now, but it's not chaos yet. And then at the end of the episode, so we can get into this quick. So Dale's there. He says, "Oh no, I don't got time for this shit." He jumps into the tree. I'm sure we'll talk about this more when Dale joins us in a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then we get Boyd on the bus again, and we hear the screams as they run to the pool. And Dale is in the wall of the pool, behind Tony right now. And Boyd runs up to him. He's about to pull the gun to kill him, but he dies anyway. And we get this perfect transition of Boyd.
Wait a second here. We got 10 gifted memberships from our girl Luna, and then Wolfspear come up in here and drop 20. I think it's the most ever dropped on this channel ever. Wolfspear, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. We appreciate you, bro. 100%. We appreciate that. Everyone, if you just became a member of the Familia, you became a member of the Familia, make sure you shout these people out who are being so generous to you and me and Phil up in this piece. Yeah, we got nothing for love for you for all that.
Thank you for everything, for all of you guys that subscribed to both of our channels and helped all of us make this an awesome season. And to you people that are checking out the audio cast, I see you every week. There's a ton of you guys that have been checking out the audio cast, and thank you for leaving some reviews on iTunes and helping more people find the audio cast.
Right. Always remember, we are on iTunes and Spotify. This goes up there. So if you're driving in your car and you need to, and if you do go over there, make sure you get the 5-star review so we can get this thing up there and everything else. We're going up there. Yeah, we are like Oprah up in here. Everywhere.
Yeah, we're everywhere. You guys get us everywhere. So we get an awesome acting transition from Boyd at the end of our episode, where he goes from frustration and horror of seeing Dale in the wall, just screaming, "So, who's next? Who wants to jump in a tree now? Hey, you want to jump in a tree? Tony, you want to go jump in a tree now? Like, is that what you want to do? Come on, it was jumping in a fucking tree." And Donna comes and sees Dale, and I forgot to also mention, and I'll say this to Dale when he gets here. He refers to her as Queen Bee in this episode. I want to know if those lines are written or like all the stuff where the two of them talk shit to each other is just improv that two of them are making up to have a little play, acting in their own relationship. Anyways, so and the episode ends on Donna seeing Dale and kind of losing it, or being like, well, that motherfucker's finally dead. And that's the end of our episode, Tony.
Yeah. All right. So to me, the full episode, I'm going to give it an 8. I'm going to go with an 8 for it. Again, it's not a filler episode. We got a lot from it. We learned some things in it. I don't look at it as a filler, even though I know technically probably would be. You can't have, like I said, these shows are like roller coasters. You just can't have drop after drop after drop after drop. You got to work your way back up before you come back down. I think we're working our way back up again with this episode. We're on that trajectory of the roller coaster. I give it an 8, a solid 8, and everything else. I thought it was amazing. I loved the episode. I loved everybody and everything else. Great scene. I'll watch this episode over and over again.
Yeah. So far, this is, and we're at the halfway point of the season. This is 5 episodes in.
Best season ever?
So far, I would say 5 episodes in versus the 5 episodes of the previous 2 seasons. I would say this is the best season of From so far. I don't know if everyone agrees with that, but I would say for me, it's a step above season 1.
Yeah, I think that it's the best season so far From. I have to agree with you on that. Only 5 in. Now they got time. We got to see what happens. You know what I mean? Because obviously season 1 was amazing, but they're on pace to break that record. And I seen that before. They said something like they haven't already renewed season 2. Next season it's getting renewed. There's no way these numbers aren't going through the roof for them, for MGM. And I look at their shows that they have on MGM, and I compare the shows they have. I'm not looking at Netflix numbers because they're not in the Nielsen ratings. Or I check the Nielsen ratings every week, and MGM doesn't supply them with the numbers, so I can't see exactly how good it's doing versus Netflix shows and all that. But when you look at the shows that are on MGM, by far this is the most popular show they got on that whole streaming network. This is their bell cow right now. This is their House of the Dragon. It would be foolish for them to cut this show off. So I cannot see this season, this being the last season of it. Even though they have not announced a renewal, and I wish they have, it has to get renewed. There's no way that they can't do that.
Yeah, I would agree. It seems like a lot of people are talking about this show. A lot of people are into it. I would say at worst, case, best case, we're getting 5 seasons of this, and they're telling the story they want to tell. Worst case scenario, if they do want to pack up on this show, I think we at least get next season to wrap it up. I don't think there's any way we don't get one more season of this show, and I think we get the whole run too. But
yeah, I can't see them, making this thing go down. I can't see them shutting this show down. I can't see it whatsoever. It would just be, it would. There's no way I could see it. When I look at the budget for the show, I can't. When I look at the budget, and I can't know exactly what the budget is, but when I look at the special effects that they put in there and everything, this is not This is not 25. A $200 million show. This is not a Game of Thrones type show like that. They do good with the budget they got. I think they have everything there. So to me, it wouldn't be smart business to get rid of this. Let's go through some of the super chats that we got that we weren't able to go through. Just Me says, and Dale, the actor who plays Dale, will be here in about 15 minutes. 15 minutes would be it. Has From released a gag reel blooper any one of the seasons? That would be fun. I don't think they have. I would like to see that too. They don't really do DVDs like they used to do. DVDs back in the days, you got all that content and everything else. Now Blu-rays, they lost a lot of that with the Blu-ray era. I love that DVD era. They said that if HBO knew how much money they made from the television show Rome, they would have never canceled it, because they made so much money from the DVDs. They didn't anticipate that, and they canceled it before they got those numbers came in. And if they knew how much money they made on those, because they made almost $1 billion on the DVD sales of Rome, $1 billion on that DVD, they would have never canceled the show and everything. And that would have been it. So I wish they got back to that with the streaming. Instead of making a physical copy, just put it on stream, let someone buy it like that. I would buy every episode if they had. Chris says Ethan got a little bit too much freedom, put him on a leash. Chris says Ellis want to be a hero arc needs to be over. I don't know what Ellis's arc is. I do think it's a good chance he has to kill Fatima in the end. What do you
Noah
think?
had an arc, Tony. No, sorry. Oh, we got a first phone call. Sorry for that. Area code 973. Welcome to the show. What's your name, question, comment, all that jazz?
My name is Steve, and I'm from New Jersey.
Welcome, Steve.
Thank you. I'm just calling because I feel like when Elgen was talking to Julie in the basement, like there was someone else down there. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that. Like,
what do you mean? So what made you think there was someone else down there?
The way like the camera kind of panned at the end to like the other part of the basement, it felt like someone was watching them.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's why you bring in the camera. You bring the camera in there so that someone gets on the camera that wasn't supposed to be in the picture. That's why you introduce a Polaroid camera in a horror movie. That's what it is. So I can't see it being anything but that. I think that we'll get someone to show up in the picture. We haven't got it yet. It's just the first introduction of the camera. But the next time we see the camera, I would have to imagine that that's the route that they're going for it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to hang up and listen.
No, thank you, man.
Thanks for the call. Everyone knows the number. Please put my number in the chat to the people out there. If you want to call in, we're here 781-990-8509. We want to hear from you and what you thought about the episode. And if you got anything to say about the way we treated Jim, come on here and say it. We here for that and everything else. But Boyd is still wondering about the music. But Tony, he says, Terrence, Tony, Cliff Saunders is a big From theorist and watches a lot of videos. We're going to talk to him about it. We're going to talk to him about it. I think from what Donna told me, Liz, when she told me that they're all like that, everyone watches that everybody on the show watches. I mean, she said to me that they watched my videos. She said to me straight up that happened. So I know that. So we'll see exactly what's going on.
Area code 619. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What's your comment or question?
My name is Kevin. I'm calling because I haven't seen much talked about it, but I think Marielle has been changed into a double agent. I think that of the three that were caught in the nightmare state, she's the only one that doesn't seem to have any long-term effects. She's taken an interest in Fatima's baby. She gave her a bottle of mysterious medicine in that one episode a little ways back. She pretty much has Randall to herself now. I think she's in a position to really stoke that hatred of Boyd. So I'm wondering if like she somehow struck a deal while she was in the nightmare, and now she's working for whoever controls Fromville.
What would be the deal in this? Like, let's just go through it. If she did strike a deal, I'm not saying that she didn't. Let's say she did. What's the deal? Yeah. What would be the deal? Like I'm gonna let you live, because she seemed to come out of that when Boyd broke the music box, right? It didn't seem like they did anything to let her go. If they let her go first or something, and then I would be on board with that. So, but as for her being the next Sarah, right? We've seen Sarah inside the nurse's den and everything else, and we've seen how she played out. I don't know if that's the way they're gonna go. I could see, unless she goes back on drugs because of a guilt, of being in this, and she goes back on drugs. But I don't know if they will go make her relapse like that. I don't know if they do that to her character.
All right, thank you.
No doubt about it. And this whole Randall thing, like Randall versus Boyd thing, do you think that's gonna happen? Like Boyd's gonna does Randall have enough juice in there to get people to turn against Boyd?
No, honestly, looking at the way the episode descriptions played out and saying the town goes against Boyd, they didn't go against him as much as I thought they were going to go against him. I don't think when it really comes down to it, when Randall comes up, they all know that he had no choice. He saved Tabitha and Jim. He made the Spock choice. He made the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few choice. And you're right, Randall's a dickbag. Who's he going to get on his side? Who's trying to take power of that town over Boyd?
Who's rolling with him over Boyd? Who's doing it? You're going to roll with the knife fighter over the guy holding the gun? You're going to roll right to your death. You're going to roll to the guy who tied Donna to a tree, pulled out a pocket knife. He didn't even pull out a knife. He pulled out a pocket knife and said, you want to dance? You want to dance? And you're going to roll with that guy.
You want to dance? You want to caller? You want to dance? What's up, caller? Welcome to the show.
Hey.
What's going on? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You don't have to dance with us. What's going on? What's your question, caller? Sorry.
Okay. This is I Kind of Love Etsy. How you guys?
Oh, hey. Okay. I feel less bad then. Hey, welcome to the show.
Okay. Before I even, I just got a new theory I want to run by Tony, but I did want to congratulate you, Tony, on everything, the book, the channel, the merch, the everything. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if anybody's looking for these shirts that Phil and the Don is rocking, you want to be a part of the Familia, can someone please put the link to a site so you can go out there and buy yourself one? I truly would appreciate it if you do. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick. Like 3 weeks ago, I called in and I told you that I had a theory that oh my God, I just forgot. I just went blank.
It happens. It happens. Try not to think about it for a second and it will pop back in. Try doing a live stream when you're by your side. Tony's probably done this too. You're doing a live stream by.
Wait a minute. I will tell you what my new. I will tell you what my new theory is. Okay, there's a picture that. I know what it was.
See, you did it.
I told you that Miranda was alive. I still think Miranda is alive and that she brought the boy in white to Fromville to look after Victor, blah, blah, blah. But I also told you that Henry would be in the ambulance and was going to come back with Tabitha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was like 3 weeks ago. But this is the new thing
nailed that.
I saw the other night. When Henry was in Victor's room, did you notice that picture of the woman in the silhouette with the white dress?
Yeah, that's what you call the one that looked like kind of like a ghost, right? The one that he held up.
I think that's Miranda. I still think she's somehow in the game. She might be one of these 10th dimensional people running the game now, but I still think she's still in this game and she's still in the picture. And I think she's still like guiding Victor, protecting Victor. And she sent Tabitha to get Henry to bring him back to Fromland to help Victor figure out how to get out of there.
Listen, if she's alive, then I think it could be a situation like that. Again, we don't know what happens to people when they die. Do they really die here? Are they really dead? Or are they just from dead? We don't know that.
Mostly
right?
dead, which means partially alive. You know, maybe they need a miracle max pill to go back. I'm sorry, I like the Princess Bride way too much.
I mean, it could be, but the people are buried. The bodies are, because we've seen two things. Let me just say this to you actually real quick. We've seen it in the show, and I don't think people have picked up on it. So I'm going to put it on right now. We've seen people's physical body and their souls be in two different places multiple times in here, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen Julie and all of them locked up somewhere else, but their physical body be somewhere else. Right. We've seen it multiple times.
So what if at home? Yep.
So what if it's a situation where you kill the physical body, but that soul is still alive? And maybe
what if it's the people that speak to Sarah and Miranda and the boy in white are people that are other dimensional characters that are playing the game.
All right, so we got to go. We got to take. All right, our guest is here, so we got to hang up with you real quick. So sorry about that. I kind of love Etsy. Phil's back on camera. All right, you ready, Phil?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
All right, we are proud. We got a special guest in the building. You know him as Dale on the hit TV show From that we're talking about, but he is the one, the only Cliff Saunders. Cliff, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you being here. How's everything with you since this episode aired and you're passing away this season?
I just finished watching it just now, and it was a good episode.
It really was.
Things are good. Yeah, they're good. Just kind of still. Actually, I was kind of touched by a few moments in the episode. So anyway, I'm good. I'm good. As I posted, no more Dale to push around anymore.
It's a shame. Go ahead, Phil.
No, we're actually both emotional from a few moments. That scene, the Victor reuniting with his father scene had, I think, all of us like super emotional in that moment.
Yeah, and Scott, the way he put his face against his dad's face was like it was like babies do that, little children do that the same way, and it was brilliant, done so well.
You were in one of my favorite movies with Kevin Costner of all time. I watch it every year, at least once. There's certain movies I watch every year, and this is one of the movies that I watch. How was it working on that set? And that was at that time. I think it was Kevin Costner's one of the first, second directorial debut. What he was doing?
He'd done a number of things.
Right.
Yeah, he'd done a number, but that was him kind of coming back and to his form. It was a Western called Open Range.
Yep.
Yeah. I did that. It was, I loved it. I remember when I was going out to shoot it, I was thinking, I'm in a Western. I don't get to ride a horse or shoot a gun, but at least I get to sally up to the bar and order a whiskey. But I did. But I was in the gunfight, which I love that gunfight. That's
one of the greatest gunfights that they had in Westerns. I loved it.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, and speaking of other work you've done, as looking up some of your work, I definitely want to talk about some stuff. But one thing I didn't remember, but I saw that you were in Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald. Did you actually get to meet Norm?
Yeah.
What was that whole experience like? If you have any memory of that,
it was fine. See, I had actually auditioned for a bigger role, and they really liked me, but. What's his name? He passed away. He does the guy in the van, Chris Farley. Norm said, he said, yeah, you were, we all loved you, but Chris wanted that part. So what are you going to do? It's Farley. So they threw me a bone, and I just played this guy that breaks into a car and that. But I spent so much time sitting in the car just with Norm. So it was good. He's a nice guy and all that. He's Canadian, and he was, and I think his wife or whatever, they had a cottage up where I grew up in the Ottawa Valley. So we had a little bit to talk about there. So, but I didn't have to do very much in that at all, actually. But I know a lot of people go, hey, you were in that movie. But yeah, it's,
you were in it, bro. Period.
Yeah, you got the hang
Dirty Work's their favorite in the chat, saying Dirty Work's their favorite movie ever. Now they gotta go back and watch it and stuff like that. But,
yeah, there's a lot of. I just looked at your background of your.
Well, you're kind of like the From Han Solo. That's what we look at. We got respect for you like that. Like the From Han Solo. Forever. You are forever monument. We will have you forever there. When we look at you, Dale, when the people came to you. And the script came down that that they were going to ice you out. How did that work? Did they give it to you in the beginning of the season, or was it just that episode that was there?
I got a call from John Griffin, the main showrunner, and who I call the what do you call him, the Black Hood and all that, the
executioner,
Grim Reaper. I call him the Grim Reaper. You get a call from him, you know what's happening. He's touching you. No, it's fine. I actually, because my part wasn't originally, I mean, it was just, I was supposed to be in a scene, in season 1 at the party and all that. And then they kept adding me. So, they kept adding me in each season, for a few, and I get to do some kind of snide remarks and all that kind of stuff. I find that Dale's very misunderstood, but he's it might have to do with his attitude. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, he called, and I remember thinking once I was in a few shows, and I was thinking I was saying look, I mean, if they want to kill someone off, they can. I'm established now, because I was, what is it, the red shirt or whatever, and you don't want to do that, right? Yeah, so it's nice that they at least, I established myself enough that people hate me enough that when they kill me, they know who's died, basically. Exactly,
and that's important. And listen, you just didn't get torn. You went out epic. Like, they're gonna remember.
Yeah.
You. This is
a very original kind of. I don't know. Yeah, they don't have a death like that in the show. So, yeah, it was kind of cool. It was a lot of fun, and a lot of time getting the prosthetic stuff and all that stuff.
You that wasn't CGI. That was you with the prosthetics on in the scene.
That right there behind you.
Yes,
is not CGI.
Okay.
But they made it's almost animatronic. They were going to put me in there, but to be able to do that, I don't know if I should be telling you this or not. But anyway, but that's me. They filmed
off the show now. I mean,
they did film. Yeah. What are you?
They can't fire you now.
I mean, They did film me doing this, right, and then they kind of fitted into that. Okay. And the prosthetics guy, helped with it all too. So, yeah.
That is what's up. I like regular effects over CGI any day, anytime they can.
Oh yeah. No, that was like me and my voice and all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, that's it was me basically.
Yeah, that Nathan was saying that with the bat, or not with the bird earlier in the season 2, that was actually like a physical thing that was in the room, not just a piece of CG that everyone was reacting to and stuff.
Yeah. That's it. It makes it. It makes it. Well, as the actor, it makes it more fun to and easier to act with, I guess. Otherwise, you're just like, I think I'm supposed to be looking here. So yeah. No, it's good.
No. So Phil, we talked about this before you got on here. There's some of the words that you have a lot of memorable scenes in there. Some of the words that you and your wife Liz shared, like you called the Queen Bee. Was that in the script, or did you just make that?
No. They put that in the script.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it was interesting because after a while, whenever, after a while they really started writing for me, based on the attitude that I brought to the character. I felt like, they started having, not started, but they continued to have fun with the writing of that. It might be the odd little thing, but I generally tried to respect what they wrote and make it work. It's my job to make it work and make it feel like, yeah, because you're not the first person that has asked me that.
Right.
If I've come up with stuff like that, you do a little bit, but not really much. If the writing's good.
Glue Guns and Roses in the chat says, how cool is it working with your wife? And have you had the chance to work with her before?
We met doing a play many years ago. It was not a great play, but we were fun, we were good in the play and all that stuff. But we met doing the show, and then we didn't work again, I believe, until this. So some 30 years later, we finally worked together again. And first time we worked together, Lizzie, that's when Lizzie punched me.
Yeah. How was that? Was that you in the scene, or was that a stunt double for the punch?
No, that was me. No,
that was you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that could. And it was weird because they had they wanted me to land on the wall this side of me, which is to my left. But the punch was a right hook, and I gotta say, I watched there's a Jeff or Geffro out there, and where it just keeps doing it, and following it, and I watch it, but I Lizzie set it up perfectly, and I kind of have from my theater training and all that, well, just how a lot of theater I'm known for my physical comedy and stuff like that, and but pratfalls and stuff, so I'm adept at doing that stuff, but they wanted me to land there, whereas the punch is going this way, so that's why I did the and then back, which you see in boxing, and that you see sometimes somebody gets hit like that and then they fall forward, or they they fall forward. So I knew it was okay. I thought I can make this work. I can make it work. I can't go the way that the punch is going. My head can, but it's gonna flash knock me out.
How many times did Liz make him take that scene? Or was she mad at you that morning?
Oh, yeah. No, we had fun. We have fun doing that. We went in with the fight choreographer in another room just to kind of figure out what we were going to do. And yeah, it was worked it out together. And no, it's fun. It's fun doing that stuff.
It's her screensaver. You definitely brought that physicality to Dale in your performance, like beyond him being a little prickly and sassy. He was also funny, like his, even with the mannerisms of stabbing Ellis, and you're talking about that in your stage performance. And you've done so many things on stage, where that 39 Steps, the Hitchcock thing, and you worked on the Hitchcock television show as well. Les Mis and all of that. But you played Bilbo
on Broadway,
Bilbo Baggins once in the Lord of the Rings production.
Yeah, the world premiere, the big stage production. They did it here in Toronto. I live in Toronto, and they at the Princess of Wales Theatre, this big multi-million-dollar production that they later did in England. Yeah, and I was Bilbo Baggins.
That must have been great to be such an iconic character like that.
Yeah, I mean, in Lord of the Rings, he doesn't have to do a lot of heavy lifting, right? It's the Hobbit that he has to do all that. But yeah, it was fun. I also in that, because Bilbo's only in it a few, chunks. So I got to be like an ant on 10-foot stilts, and a few other things. So that it was fun. Yeah.
Do you prefer doing theater work over television and movies?
No, I like it all. To be honest with you, I like the variety. It's nice to mix it up a bit. Even like doing animation, cartoon, and voiceovers. I like it all. It's a nice change to shake it up. So
do you find your approach to the work is any different, or is in the sense of the way you approach like forming character and performance? Is it, I mean, obviously performance, you know, you're playing to the back of the house or playing down a little bit, but in the way you kind of approach character, do you find any differences, or is it all, you know, similar?
There is some differences. You can't get away with, you have to be careful with film and TV because it picks it up, right? You can go heavier with character in stage, and it depends on the type of stage work too, right? Some stuff is like the 39 Steps, you know, that I did on Broadway was, you know, well, depended, right? Yeah, but a lot of big, and it was very physical, and a lot of the concept is there's only 4 people in the show, but we play dozens and dozens of parts. So it's mostly myself and another fella, and that's the whole fun of the show. The audience is in on it, you know, and playing a woman and playing.
It's like the complete works of William Shakespeare. I've seen both shows in more of a community theater setting. It's like the 3 people just doing all of Shakespeare in an hour or something like that, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So with that, of course, you're not going to do that in film and TV. In film and TV, what I like about film and TV is that you can tap into your inner thoughts. And then, you know, if you're honest, the camera can pick it up, and it's nice. Yeah. So I find it refreshing as well. I like both, you know. Sometimes you gotta get it out of your system and be bigger, but sometimes it's all a matter of what the camera can pick up. You know, you can't do too much, of course, in film and TV. I gotta minimalize it.
100%. All right, so we're gonna open up the phone lines. Call in if you want to speak to him. Please put the we only have him for like 15 more minutes, so we'll give you these last 15 minutes to y'all if you want to call in and, you know, thank the man for his performance. Thank you. We're gonna miss you, man. We're gonna miss you, bro.
Yeah, I miss it too. But for me, I'm a fan of the show, right? So I'll keep watching, and of course my wife, she's in it, and of course she's, you know.
Now we just heard that you like the theories. Do you watch a lot of YouTubers making theories about the show? Are you into the theories or what?
Yeah, some, yeah. And I go like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's what it is, because I don't know. We, as you know now from talking to everybody, we don't know the answers per se, but somebody does. But yeah, I enjoy that. I got to be careful to not go too far down those rabbit holes, but yeah, they're fun. Yeah.
We have our first question or comment from area code 205. What's going on?
Hey, Cliff and guys, my name is Chris, and from Nashville, and I have 2 questions for Cliff here. The first one being, do you think if Dale was told that he had to be pushed out of a lighthouse, that it would be in his character to still go through his actions, or to come to his senses and not do it?
You mean like because of the falling that distance?
Yeah, well, I think he's mean because
like the imminent death, you know.
Because it seemed like there was like, you get to the tree, you get to go home, and Tabitha didn't give the full detail of how you get to go to the tree, you go to the lighthouse, but you gotta get pushed out the window. If he knew all of that, would he still jump out the window of the lighthouse?
Well, she did, and she made it back, or she made it to the other side. So yeah, I think he would. I think Dale genuinely, even though, you know, people think he's being, but he genuinely wants to help. I mean, of course he has. He wants to. He's going to go. Says he's going back. He's going to go get help. Mm-hmm. Right. That's one of the last things I say. It's like, you know, unlike you, I'm going to go and get help. And I'm not going to take a day trip to the park. You know, I'm going to go and get help. Right. So I would say that, yes, I think that Dale would go through getting pushed out of the lighthouse. Yeah.
Okay. The second question, last question is, do you personally think that Dale's character should have gone into the box for the knife incident, even though it was an accident? Do you think his character should have been punished?
No, I don't. Because he thought that Elgen was stealing food, because it looked like that to him. And there was a shortage. During that bit, I wasn't wrong about anything I said during that, other than I did say, all right, yeah, they should I did threaten to push them out and say they got to spend the night outside. So if I'd have done that, put me in the box.
Maybe.
The knife thing was an accident, because he pulled me around and I pushed him to get off me, and then But,
we're walking the line here, dear. We're walking the line.
I did not try to stab him. I didn't want to stab him. I was just pushing him off. But yes, but I of course him trying to push the two new people outside the stage. That I don't think that won him over many fans.
We have another caller, the Voice at 916. Welcome to the show, Voice.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Cliff Saunders, for joining us. Let me turn my sound down. It's getting a little echo. But thank you for joining us. We enjoyed your performance as Dale so much.
Thank you very much.
You know, we might not have liked the way he said things, but damned if he didn't have a point, you know? So I was wondering, a lot of actors, when they're in a role, they make up a backstory for their character. I was wondering, do you have one for Dale? What would his life have been like before he actually came to Fromville?
Yeah, before he came to Fromville, he was an accountant, and he was one of those guys, and it's carried over, but he was one of those going concerns in the office that drove it, always looking over his shoulder what other people are doing. It drove people nuts. He probably was not a happy person. That's why when he gets to Fromville, he's going like, I'm going to go live in Colony House. Not, you know, I think he was an accountant, you know, and he's like, so then he's wearing necklaces and, you know, trying to dress cool. To him, he would have been a boring accountant in a cubicle that was just, you know, looking at jealous and looking what everybody else did and said. And I think that's where I would say that's where he was.
Okay. And one last question. Did anyone at Colony House or in town, did anybody share any thoughts or believe as Dale did about the pocket universe?
Well, Dale did that. I don't know if anybody else did. That was like, I'm going like, I have to, what is this pocket string theory thing? Oh no, I have to research this. And then I go, I think I know what it means. So anybody else, I didn't see anybody else do that, but yeah, I don't know.
I think they brought it up for a reason. I think that's not a throwaway line to me.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. You do you? Yeah, I wonder, because every now and then something comes up. You go, because like, why would they introduce that? I don't know, maybe. But I mean, people there are when they're there, they're going, what's going on? So Dale's the kind of guy Dale would be one of those guys watching from going, I think I know what's going on here, and he would have a theory.
You have a magnifying glass too, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, big time. More than me. I mean, not more than me. I'm trying to figure it out, but in a much more simple fashion. I don't have that kind of scientific mind to figure it, go too far, too deep.
Okay, well, thank you for taking my question. You have a beautiful night.
Thank you.
Thank you for the call, 916. Truly appreciate you as always coming in here and rocking with the familiar as we do. We're rocking with Cliff Saunders again. Y'all give the call. You got a call. We only have him here for about 10 more minutes. We'll be here. So make sure you get your call and give you a chance to talk to him. Give this man his flowers for going out like such a G in this whole in this whole thing.
I like that. I like your shirt, familiar.
There you go. There you go.
I like
that. I coined the term, brother.
Yeah, something familiar about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
100% about. And we'll have your wife on next week. She'll be on.
Yes, I know. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, I think she'll be like somewhere. I don't know if she'll be at home, but she's filming something else or whatever. So she's probably gonna. She'll probably.
Island?
No, that was Phil hit the thing real quick. He's screening the calls before.
Oh. Anyway, yeah. You'll have Lizzie on next week.
Yeah. Well, how long have y'all been married?
We've been married 30 years since September the 19th.
September 19th, 30 years, and you met her on that play is how you met.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yes,
we did.
Listen, that play was it was a blessing in more ways than one.
Oh yeah,
for you.
that play was meant to exist, so that our new grandchild.
Here we go.
Pardon me.
I'm sorry. I had you guys muted while I was checking calls, but
yeah.
We have another call.
You're back with us? You're with us? Yeah.
I'm with you guys now. Area code 401. What's going on, 401?
Hi, guys. It's Julie B.
Hey, Julie.
Hey, Tony. Hey, Phil. Hey, Cliff. I just want to say I absolutely loved your character. I thought Dale was hilarious. I thought you nailed your portrayal of this guy who's always instigating stuff. Your delivery of these sarcastic lines. It was so entertaining, but also had some truth in them, I think, that none of the characters paid enough attention to. And I agree with you when you said Dale is misunderstood because of his attitude.
Yeah.
You know, like back in season 1, he could actually help if people would just listen to him. Mm-hmm. And I think he's right. I think it's a pocket universe. And your scenes have always been so memorable to me. I think my favorite line to date was actually this season when you said to Jade, like, you really want to start pulling apart that ancient tower of holy scary shit. I love that.
Yeah, I wish he would have listened to me.
Yeah. Good point. He should have listened to you. You're right on that one.
Right. That was amazing. And I think that, honestly, I think that something is still going to come of that. And I think Dale was right. There's going to be something unleashed that's yet to come, and they should listen to you. But yeah, I just wanted to say I'm really going to miss your character. I just loved him. I was bummed. And I hope that you come back as Ghost Dale.
Let's bring him back as Ghost Dale. Let's do the hashtag Ghost Dale. We'll get that trending and everything.
It's lurking.
Oh my God! Look who's lurking.
He's in the wall. Oh no!
He's stuck
I'm
in
gonna
the
do it. Oh my
misery.
God!
No.
Oh my God!
He's stuck in the mouth.
Oh, that is a great cosplay. That is like the best cosplay ever, Liz.
That is amazing. Oh my God.
Hi, Liz. Thanks for jumping in real quick. Thanks for the call, Julie.
Hello. I love you both.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
I'm gonna go. I just needed to do that.
Oh, that was beautiful, Liz. Thank you.
Soon.
We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week, Liz. Yeah. See, she's wandering in like the mole, in the middle of our conversation with her hands in her pocket.
Who's that?
Dangerous. Who was that? Was you just got that random person coming in your house, Cliff?
Got these babes coming up for me, left, right, and center over there.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, this is coming over to you, man.
You never know what comes out of the walls in this place.
Cliff, you were talking a little bit about this, but when you played Dale, were you playing him as he thought he was right and he was trying to help everyone? Not like in that sense, like was he thinking he was helping all the time, or was he just being self-satisfying, do you think?
No, he was helping. He thought he was helping. He thought he was right. And it bugged him that nobody would allow. I don't know if you remember, just before Smiley's looking over the banister, that scene and the blood drips on my arms, and I'm going like, if they just give me a chance, I could really help around here, right? I don't know if you remember that, but in that scene, in the blood, and then you look up and there's Smiley looking over the banister, right? I mean, I want to help. I think Dale thinks he's a smart guy and that he could help, but he's never given the ball. He's always on the bench.
You think he kind of resents Jade a little bit because people kind of look to Jade like he's smart, and Dale's like, I'm smart in this dude. I know just as much as this guy. Y'all look making this guy somebody he's not.
I think there would probably be a little bit of possibility of that. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. We had that scene when we're sorting vegetables and all that, and I'm kind of telling him, you think you're so, just because you ran some, thing. It's like, I would say, probably a bit. Yeah, for sure.
People are saying we're gonna get shirts called Dale Was Right. We're gonna get those done.
Right. Yes,
we're gonna get those shirts done. We'll get those shirts done for you. I promise you. We'll send you a shirt. We'll send you a Dale Was Right shirt.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. Yeah. I was glad that they put me in some scenes with Jade. I thought that it was fun to do that with David. But yeah. Because it's the two guys that are kind of have a smart ass answer to everything, right? I mean, him of course more because he's got a bigger part than me. But
we got another call from our good friend Mika. Mika, you're on with Cliff.
Hey guys. Hey Cliff.
Hi Mika.
It's nice to see you.
Oh, thank you.
I love to hate Dale. You're good. You're a really good actor, and I love how you interact with your wife on the show, and I just could imagine like how you guys are at home, and I just really appreciate you guys' work and everything, and I look forward to seeing more of you on the next season.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
We do hope that Ghost Dale does show up.
Yeah, we need Ghost Dale to show up and everything else.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna ask. You and Liz, I mean, and you and Donna, Dale and Donna have been there for a very long time.
Yeah.
Was it more of a brother-sister situation between them there?
Yeah. There was no romantic thing, no. But they had been there. I don't know if you remember in season 1, we were down in the pits when the Boyds showed up. And they grabbed them. We went in there with Kotri. It was Donna and I and Kotri and their family. So we'd obviously been there for a bit. Then for a while.
Yeah, you were there before Boyd and all them got there. You, Don, and Kotri had already been surviving out there and everything. Yeah, because I'm telling you, people right now we're looking at a Don Tony Teflon, Phil Issues guy. We're looking at. We're looking at the way Donna was looking at Victor's father and was saying, it seemed to be a little hair waggle there.
I didn't see that.
You talking about the flirting with Henry?
Oh, the scene up in Victor's room. Yeah, no, I actually, I don't know. To me, I looked at it because Donna and Victor have this kind of very special relationship, right? Remember, she would hide some peaches just for him, all that kind of stuff. So, she has this beautiful relationship with Victor that nobody else has. And so seeing Victor's father there, to me, it's always funny when people read into things like how you're just talking about, because when I was looking at that, I said to Liz, you played that scene so great. I mean, he did all the talking, but most of it, but I just thought that she, her compassion for him, and also you just felt Victor's presence in her during that scene. I thought, I didn't think of it the way you guys did at all. I just thought,
hey.
Yeah, I just thought, no.
I'm on the outside looking in there. I'm looking for. I got your back here, brother. I'm just telling you,
because remember, Victor. She tells Victor, "Your father's here," and he runs off, right? And then she's kind of wants to.
I'd never seen her take anybody else upstairs to get clothes from.
There you go. What's mine is yours.
What's mine is yours. I never heard her say that to anybody else either. All right, I know you got
colony house rules. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I know you got somewhere to go and stuff like that. So I'm going to keep you late. Yeah. So listen, let me thank you for coming on. We truly appreciate it. The familiar. We love you. We love the character. You come back on. Hopefully, have you back on again. You had the most epic death of everybody in the show. You're going to be missed, and hopefully, we get you back as a ghost, man.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. It's great. Great show.
You're
all right, everybody. That is Cliff Saunders. Thank you. Cheers, my brother. Cheers, my brother. Everyone say goodbye. We are out of here. Let that man roll off. because he has somewhere to go. I'm glad that you people have had the chance to get your questions and everything else. We're going to miss him and everything and all that good stuff. But he has another schedule.
Yeah, we have him trapped in here. He's not allowed to leave. He's backstage. He's not allowed to leave. Yeah.
Let him.
He's showing off that physical comedy right now. I can kick you out so you're out of here.
Okay, we'll get about it. Let's get about it so we can go. All right, there we go.
Let me out.
He was like, "Yeah, we wouldn't let him out." He was just sitting in the background.
We trapped him in there, Tony.
What a great guy! What a great guy! What a great guest! He's, we spoke to him before, with Liz and stuff. We never had a chance to interview him, but we spoke to him behind the scenes with Liz and all that stuff. He knew he's a great guy. Heavy accent. Didn't hear that accent in the show that he had here.
No, he hides it really
hides
well.
That accent really good and stuff like that during the show and everything else. But he has a heavy. Let me go fill up my cup. Phil, hold it down.
I will take.
We'll go for about half an hour more.
Perfect. And you guys can call back. And I'm sorry if I missed some of your phone calls for him. But we did have someone that called in and asked a interesting question about the island and that stuff, but it was just off subject for Cliff. But definitely call back in now if you have any other comments or questions. Let's jump in the live chat. I will never call in for a cast member because I'll be embarrassed every time y'all take a call. I get that anxious, like someone will say something dumb. I get secondhand embarrassment, so I would feel really bad. I understand that, Glue Guns and Roses. That's pretty much how I live my everyday life with everything. Here we go. There's also something yelling. Okay, let me start. Let me take this call. This is area code 343. Welcome to the show. What's going on?
Hey, I just had a question. Can I get through?
Oh yeah, now you can. You called in a second ago, but we were talking to Cliff. So
yeah, I called like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, do it. You're on, buddy.
All right.
Turn down the radio in the background.
Okay, I have that on the TV, my friend.
Yeah, just
am I on live now?
Yeah.
I just have a question about with the connections of Lost and the screenwriters.
Yep.
Do we think the cause and effect that the man in white and the man in black, do we think those principles come into the show?
Maybe in the sense of the boy in white could be some sort of comparison to Jacob or some kind, or maybe even Smokey.
Yeah.
Maybe
with picking roles, because like we've seen a fabric roller today in today's episode, right? With when Julie and
Elgen
went into the basement. When the cameras panned out, the device that's right on the side of the spindle of wood is a fabric roller, which is made to weave fabric, right? So you pull that device and you have it on a weaver, and then you take the raw material and you turn it and it weaves into the fabric. So the boy in white, like Jacob in Lost, is deciphering and crossing threads.
Interesting parallels. I'm very curious to see how, when this series plays out, how those parallels play out. I'm curious. Tony's just starting Lost, and I'm curious to do a podcast down the road when he gets into it about some of the comparisons and some of the stuff. So make sure you call on in when we get into that stuff, because Tony's catching up on Lost now, and in the off season we're gonna do a lot of Lost comparison stuff. So stick around, my friend.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up his YouTube channel, and I'll type an email up. I appreciate the answer, and you have a great night, brother.
You too, my friend. Take care.
You know what I thought was a very interesting point, that this is actual CG, that this was actual prosthetics when he was inside of the pool. I think a lot of people I heard people in the comments, the CGI didn't look like this. It didn't look as good as it. Now we know it really wasn't CGI. It was prosthetics. And I think now when you look at it, maybe you look at it differently. He said he was really him in there. That was him doing those things and everything else. So maybe you look at the scene a little bit differently now, knowing that.
Yeah, he said it was like part him, part animatronic, I believe he said, like, like one of those like Disney, like Pirates of the Caribbean ride or something, like the animatronic thing. And I like that. I like that the show's using that. I think it absolutely adds to the atmospheric aspect of it all.
100% it does, and everything else. I agree. We have any more questions in the chat right now?
Oh, tons of questions. We probably have a bunch of super chats we need to catch up on as well. And we got KP calling in. Let's give KP a little love here. KP, what's going on, buddy? How's it going, my friend?
Hold on, good night to everybody. Good night. It was fantastic hearing from Cliff. I had a quick question for him, but I didn't get on. I wanted to ask him, how do you think they're getting this guy out the pool? That is my big question after this episode. I have no idea.
That's his pool
imagine
now.
having to be in the town in Fromville, walking past the little pool every day and seeing Phil's face out there. That is scary.
They got to help hold the blanket over it, man. You got to throw a blanket over it.
Yeah, you got to do some sort of blanket or curtain of some kind.
Put a black curtain over it.
Yeah,
nothing to see here.
Exactly.
Write it on it too. Nothing to see here. Do not open curtain.
Yeah, I was not even supposed to be here today.
There's a clip behind this. Dale is not behind this curtain. Yeah, that would be that'd be good. But the question that Tony was asking is, why didn't Fatima tell everybody that she was also drinking people's blood? Why didn't she tell us that? I really would like to know. Because my belief is that this is a prequel to True Blood, and this is how we get vampires. And that's what's from actually.
You even giggled. Wait, KP. You even giggled when you said
that. He couldn't keep it straight.
You can finish it, Tony. You can finish it.
He tried to, but he couldn't hold it.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Have a good night.
You too.
See, that was the best KP call ever. Actually, that was great.
Let me go through. I'm sorry, I missed this one. This was Cliff. Do you have a favorite Munster film? I didn't see that. I'm sorry, Doc, about that. From Tabitha wouldn't be chosen if Miranda was alive. You're correct on that. That I believe you're right on that. Season 3 is giving the writer's strike is over vibes.
Yeah, that kind of vibes. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job. With that. This is no, that I think that's it. I think we caught up. That's
cool.
All and then the memberships and everything else and all that good stuff and everything. All right. I gotta go. I gotta watch the rest of this Jets game. All right. I did this.
Yeah, Tony's excited that we're done. Not 3 hours.
I gotta go watch this, Jim. I'm losing right now. I gotta get the mojo back from my team real quick. Let me thank everybody for coming on here, rocking with us again. Thank Cliff Saunders for rocking with us. Go follow that man on Instagram. I'll put his link in the description. Thank you for all the generous super chats. I'm sorry, Real. I didn't see your question. I would have asked it, but I didn't want to look at the phone while the guest was on. May look rude, me doing something like that. All right, but thank you for everybody. Thank you for all the love. We'll be back next week with Liz Saunders. Liz will rock with us for a whole hour. She only reason he wasn't long is because he had another thing he had to do after this, and that's why I had to make sure he got out early before so he can get to that other place. I want to respect his time. All right, thank you people so much. Phil, let them know what's going on your channel.
This Thursday night, I will be finally meeting up with my friend Matt to do The Sopranos. We're going to do a live watch of the first 2 episodes of season 5. So check that out. If anyone's a Sopranos fan and wants to do a live watch of that, check that out on Thursday. And maybe I'll be posting some other videos From on Friday or Saturday.
That's what. If you like the way to do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and of course, subscribe. And